Oh, actually, by the way, if we don't already, can we like put the link of the stream in the Elder Earth one in the channel? Because I was like,
You know, now that you mention it, I'm not sure if we do actually already do that.
When it goes live, it goes in the going live channel.
oh, it does. Gotcha. That's probably better. Oh, that it does.
Right, I am back.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna do roll call real quick. Average.
Yo.
Busy.
Hello.
Cake.
Yep.
Cloudy.
I am here.
Sakura.
Okay.
See you guys in 30 seconds. All right, thank you guys for joining me for another week of Phantoms of the Past. We're episode 22 today. Sweet. I forget who said they were going to do recap.
Had to with Sora today.
Sweet. Well, take us away.
The mainland is a very strange place. It is strange to lose a friend only for them to come back to you soon after. But maybe that's what will always happen. The winds carry us forward in interesting ways. Soon, after saying goodbye to Amrut, he returned, looking very akin to a zombie. Not his most flattering angle, but did not stop Judith from taking a picture of him regardless. Of course, just being sure he was real, not potential blackmail for later. But we had Clamdor to thank for returning our friend to us. And apparently, Nikita. She is safe from my fist from now. But I'm still cross with her for tricking me in this way. If only we could focus on the positives. But the man that has been tormenting Phoenix's family showed up at our home, trying to intimidate and possibly attack Phoenix. But if it were not for Dondo and Creed showing up, they may not have kept the nerve to try to attack them. He'll have to be dealt with, although I cannot help but find it odd. Potential servant of Palm, and his job is to torment families of rune warriors attending the Fairlands? Palm possesses and controls some of the most powerful Mouthers ever. So what is the point in trying this odd scare tactic? Unless there's a chance that we are truly feared by more than we think. But if we are truly to be ready, we will need information, as much of it as we can get. But we are to be tested, to be given the right to the information within the secret libraries. So, as the Rune Warriors prepare to face examination, the other students face their own trials, with Tasha tasked to whip her crew together into shape and ready to best them once and for all. Creed, still trying his best not to go into debt from all the dry cleaning. Quill, facing off with Dondo to be considered Sora's true rival. And Dondo's most difficult task of all, trying to get Tasha to like him. Judith would seek to get clothes of expensive make for Amrut to go undercover, where she would go above and beyond, securing him such fine craft that it was considered +1 studded leather, whereupon leaving would hear the next patron of the name of Vermilion Jaeger arrive. Quite the interesting name. Amrut would spend time recovering from his event of being brought back from the dead, with Sora affirming to him that he was his own person. Well, how could a body have life again if there was no soul to come back to? So, Terma may have strength beyond him, but Amrut had things around him that Terma would never have. And soon, it was time. The class would meet with Clamdor, who is everything he was and more. Sora just wished he would stop telling her to ask her mom about him. She would if she could. He would take them to the main examination chamber, where the leaders of the city awaited, to judge, to critique, but most importantly, to test. Their character was one thing, but the true test was to see if they are ready for the threats the council worried that would still come one day. The remnants of Metal Rain. So, they would face such remnants, restored by Clamdor, to be faced with a choice. Face the easiest of foes, or up to the most difficult and challenging. It was the decision of the party that if they were to be taken seriously and gain the trust and approval of the council, they would face the most challenging of the three. To prove that they have what it takes to take up the mantles of the Rune Warriors of old, the Rune Warriors of Metal Rain.
Go ahead and roll your inspiration.
Right. D2 or D3?
Roll 1d2 + 1 whenever it's secure the perspective.
All right.
Now go ahead and take your turn.
All right. Sora, seeing the enforcers start powering up, she is going to try and take reins in this fight, charging straight at them boldly. I'm just going to read this real quick. 15 feet. Okay, so I don't have to get too close to them just yet. As Sora runs over there, you see her wave her arm forward, and almost like when everyone first met Yaiga for the first time, how he moved and multiple hands would trace after him Sora's arms do something similar, but a golden after effect occurring as she waves her hands forward and then into a defensive posture as golden light erupts as multiple divine hands fire out as her action.
Which one are you targeting?
It's let's see, against a creature, I'll target the middle one.
Okay. I get a 12, I fail.
Right, he takes 11 bludgeoning, and any creature that misses an attack against Sora will take 3 bludgeoning.
Excellent.
But that is the end of her turn.
Did it bloom?
Right. Judith is gonna take in the surroundings. All right. Just gonna move back right here. And then she's going to just say, with great zeal, the leader of the group, Louis Noel, struck hard and struck fast to defeat these disgusting, these enemy robots, and I will bardic inspiration you.
It looks very clean, actually.
Yeah.
Crystal.
An abomination of nature. Okay. Yeah, I'll say that. And I will shoot off a fire bolt at the middle one.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. EOT.
So you guys have already started assailing the middle one in particular, and the rest of them, I'm sure, soon after. They're just now activating the light on their sensor on their face, kind of flares, and as it moves, you see it says to the others, "Eliminate threat. Program 44344, standard issue soldiers. Otherwise, classification enforcers, enforce." And he points a rifle, and he starts firing at Sora.
Alright, Sora is currently dodging.
All right, that makes my first attack miss you, but my second attack, you avoid a critical hit, but I think a 21 still hits you.
Well,
But it would have been critical, so that's good.
And I will use my dope monk feature of deflect missile.
Oh,
as a
sweet.
reaction.
All right, so it's not the extra. All right, so there's 10 radiant.
Oh, then I don't think I can catch that.
You
Can
can't
you
catch
speak-
lasers?
So I would take that damage. How much is that?
Why don't you give me a sleight of hand?
Okay. Sleight of hand.
No, you try to catch it, but you just get blasted for the beam anyways. But you notice that you could change its trajectory slightly of the energy just because of your key infused hands. In any case, you do take 10 radiant damage. They shoot you right in the chest.
Alright, as it hits me against the body, my light rune on my shoulder lights up and I'll take 5 radiant.
Deploy area effect navigation. Phoenix, you're up. And you said you took 5 more damage, sorry?
I took 5 because I'm resistant
Oh, heard, okay.
to radiant.
Back when Mustafar made a way for us down the stairs with a web-like substance, Phoenix had taken inspiration from that, and very much in Spider-Man version, she puts her hand out, but instead of a sticky web, a little mote of magic flies across the room, and we'd like to put web on these two down here.
Okay.
I know they can shoot, but if they happen to be restrained, at least we can have advantage on them. And in bonus action, she's going to tell Jenkins to intercept. I'm scared for him. I'm really scared for him. But come on, Jenkins. Let's attack.
All right, yep, that hits. Is that a range attack?
Oh, that's Jenkins going to the enforcer that's up by Sora here.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why I thought that enforcer was actually Sora.
Oh.
Wow, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's Sora right next to it. Is it a range attack?
You don't have my magnificent sideburns.
Oh, you definitely hit though. How does Hammer beat the robot? That's a good question. What's Hammer's dex mod?
16.
Oh, you're tied with them. We'll have you beat one of them and lose to the other.
Oh.
All right, so on its turn, this creature needs to make a Dex. Is it on? Yeah. Okay. Dexterity. A 16. What's the DC?
Sorry, I should know this. 15.
All right, this one barely makes it. Difficult terrains out of the webs. Gets over here, and this one shoots downrange towards Judith, who attacked the middle unit. Two shots coming out, an 18 to 23 against you. I'd imagine those both hit. You take a total of 19 radiant, which if your light rune is 5 and 4 damage and 9.
Okay. I take double. No, I'm kidding. Minus
Lol.
9.
Yeah, it's 9 in total, yeah. So it shoots at you twice. You can see that they have some type of rifles. It's nothing you've ever seen before. It's very strange. You think it's some type of compacted crossbow, but it's shooting beams of light. Maybe perhaps a wizard's wand in strange shape. In any case, Emmerich, you're up.
All right. Don't know if this will work on a robot, but just in case, I'll cast Hex on this enforcer. Let me get over here. Then I'll do a Rhyme Spear at it.
What's the text for Hex? Is it did it specify a monster creature type? If not, it should function.
Gotcha. Let's see.
Yeah, you just put a curse on a creature. See if it exempts anybody. Does not. All right, yeah, you're good to go.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll do the Rhyme Spear, which will be -2 to their AC.
Yeah, that'll hit. You hit the
Awesome.
one right here, right?
Yeah.
Inscribe the kill on it.
So Ember will get here. He'll reach out with one hand without even like drawing his blades yet. Reach out one hand to the enforcer, and you can see like it's kind of like decay at the it's like clean, pristine armor kind of like starts to like kind of shrivel up, like turn like kind of blackish and brown, and then he'll throw the Rhyme Spear at it and just it'll explode in like sparkles of like snow almost.
It tries to block it with its gun, but it just ruptures the gun into its chest. Bolts go flying everywhere. Jenkins is gonna have PTSD, and you're good to go, Emmer.
Alrighty, he'll draw his blades and go on forward.
This one needs to make a deck save. Oh, good. One of them gets caught. He only gets a 5 on his save. He is restrained in the webs. He's shooting at disadvantage. He'll try to shoot Phoenix since he's the one that put the spell up. Unleashing 2 times. got 9 and a 14. 14 question mark.
Miss 15.
So just 2 beams go over your head right into the wall. One of them uncomfortably close, but still missing. Lewis, you're
I'm down here.
adjusting height.
All right. Seeing the one down here start to fire off on Judith, he just runs max force toward it. Hey, eyes down here. As he goes for a slash against it from aiming for the neck. Bap.
Yeah, you surprised him
Alright.
and cut right through him.
And second.
Same thing.
All right. Going for solid hits. And since we're trying to impress here, as he swings out with his organic arm, the arm holding his shield, which is a mechanical one, starts to steam up as flames manifest besides the one that I just hit. Going for Flame Fist as my bonus. Gonna need a spiritual weapon right there,
Gotcha.
as that one makes its attack. Where is... Alright, solid amount. Just a 4, no dueling on that. And with that, you take.
Assign this to Lewis real quick. All right, Lewis, you have control of it, so you can put it wherever you would have placed it, and I'll do 4 more damage to the target. Excellent. Sorry, you're good to go.
Okay, Sora is going to use her bonus action to do standing on her staff. Oh, that's in whisper to you for some reason real quick. I'll just post that again for everybody else. And pressing her foot against the staff, making it bow out as she does this little flip, getting momentum, using her advantage on her first attack.
Yeah, that does it.
Right. Smacking him for 9 points of bludgeoning.
Let's grab the kill.
As Lewis's onslaught causes the creature to just lean forward, Sora does this like spinning top maneuver, slamming the staff at the base of its neck, causing the head to fall off as she flicks her hair, looking to Lewis. You know, maybe we are a great team together, old man.
Just gives a slight smirk. Still another one we gotta deal with.
I'm sure Judith can handle it. EOT.
When you crush that initial robot, you just hear him go meow, 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 function. Beautiful.
All right. I'm going to bonus action Photographia,
Nice.
but I'm going to just record the whole round. So I can do it for I can record for 6 seconds.
Sweet.
You have vines? Since when?
Yeah. So I'll just say, hey, make what you're doing look really cool, everybody. Bonus action Photographia. Action now. I will firebolt the restrained one.
Oh yeah. Speaking of looking cool, that had to be one of the biggest fireballs you must have without a crit.
God damn.
I mean, it's Angela Bassett, so.
Enforcer has been
Like it was a fitting gift.
enforced. Phoenix, right?
Phoenix is looking around back and forth. Something is wrong. This doesn't set well with her. This is being far too easy. She is going to run over here. Can she inspect this proc? She is looking for a way to either hijack it or see if it's going to come online and join the fight, since the enforcers are dropping so fast.
You give me an investigation, but you should know that there is a wall of force coming down on these ones that are not in play. That they're from AoEs and stuff like that. You're not able to physically touch them, but you can like look at it and just kind of investigate. I mean, they look active. They're not activated, but you can see that there's lights and beacons are glowing and stuff, and their eyes even tracing general movements.
But I can't access it to try to hijack it. The
Not if I'm
fall
touching
force.
it.
Okay. She will just have Jenkins see if he can finish the job. He'll stand on the outskirts of the web and try to hit this thing. He did good last time. We can't ask too much of him.
No. You did just see a fellow robotic get destroyed too.
Yeah, it's that PTSD's. Yeah, he's traumatized.
Whoa!
Camera.
You killed my brother. So I'm gonna get over here. I might do the same fucking thing. I'm sorry.
Nope, go for it.
I'm gonna bonus action move the hex to this last one here. Then I'll be fancy too. I'll do a witch bolt. What did I just click? I didn't click anything. Awesome. Let's see your witch bolt. There it is.
Hey, you start shocking him. Rupturing onto his suit of armor.
Awesome. Oh, plus the d6 too.
Well, he has 7 hit points, and that makes it exactly 7. So.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, the same thing. He'll point that same decay will happen on this one's armor, and then with the same hand that he holds the kobold dagger, like raise his arms towards it, kind of holding it like Star Killer and like Force Unleashed, and he'll just shock it. You see like electricity like spark from like the actual dagger itself like into his arm, and he'll shoot it out towards it and make it just fall apart.
And it crumbles down the way to be a force. You guys cleared the fight.
Well, power's endless, eh?
Wow, we rock.
The star on the floor begins spinning when you say we rock. And then a voice protrudes into the room as it stops. You've just completed the tutorial to the threat of the highest difficulty. Would you like to take on the challenge now that the sample has been tasted?
Oh shit.
Yes.
Let's do this thing.
Can I move out the scary circle first? I feel really dumb right now.
Move real quick.
You guys are able to relocate. It's a minute before they set up the next encounter.
Okay, that kind of scared me. I'm gonna move back.
Okay. As the minute's going on, Lewis will order his arm to get closer to Judith as it dissipates after the minute, and it activates the healing portion of it as it poofs out of existence.
Oh.
Probably should have saved that, but it's fine.
How much does it heal for? 5?
Yeah, 5 hit points.
Hey, it feels good to be healed.
Yeah.
How long does this webbing last? Will it still be here when the round starts or no?
It only lasts a minute, so it disappears afterwards, since it takes a minute to start up.
Alright, you see that the bots get literally like a magnet pulled to the center. Jenkins almost has to hold himself, but it recognizes that it doesn't belong and they get taken out.
So this is a big magnet down here?
In the middle, it was briefly, when it activates, it's not a magnet at all times.
Okay.
It probably has many functions since it also is the thing that talk. So with that said, after a minute passes, you can see activating. Threat. Prepare yourselves.
Oh.
There we go.
Jesus.
One's just getting started.
Oh.
No, this is it, don't worry. Imagine a Johnny with a finger. You completed the
Imagine.
second tutorial now.
Wave 1 complete.
I'm waiting for them to like connect to each other and create a monster.
Sakura, I'm gonna strangle you.
Lol.
Them high rules, though.
No, I don't know if it's high rolls. There's just so many of them. So even though you guys are definitely spread out in a
Nah.
particular way. Yeah, they got you guys. Yeah,
You roll pretty good.
Jenkins.
You roll pretty good.
I did roll pretty good.
22s.
I'll reevaluate my statement later. Now that the battlefield is getting more dangerous, you see that these guys are removed and the energy fields drop to allow more maneuverability on you guys' parts if you would like to take up and resume those positions. In any case, this enforcer immediately looks at his friends and he sends his hand to the left, motioning 2 of them to go that way and 3 of them to go to the right. Preparations for universe magical altercations and prohibited skills. And with that said, he is going to be the first to deploy his spread out and go to the middle. All right, and from the middle, he is going to, you see him run, roll, and get into a kneeling position as he lifts his gun up and shoots at Amber twice. A 9 and a 17. 17 question mark.
17 should do it.
And you get shot in the shoulder for 8 radiant. And then you see the soldier goes, target injured.
No, do not target injured. Target the annoying one that with great sideburns. Sora's going to hop on her stick right here and make her first attack at advantage at the middle one.
Oh, nice.
Just cracking the Moon Touch staff against the creature's exposed wiring for... Ooh, that's a max, so...
Nice.
Give me that total shot.
So that's going to be 4 more, so 12, so 20 points of bludgeoning, I think.
Well, this guy's exactly 20 hit points. That's how much he rolled. So describe the kill in his fresh unit.
As he is probably looking to the enforcer for direction, the minute his head looks around, his head just goes clean off its shoulders, just bouncing off the wall. See, pay attention to me. I'm the bigger threat. And we'll do her second attack at the one to her right. Not at advantage. There we go.
You see, not lowering their guard this time. It doesn't do a backflip, but it just kind of goes all the way back since it doesn't have conventional bones, and it's just laying flat while its legs are unmoved.
Wow, how low can you go? That's impressive, sir. And as she whiffs, she uses the momentum to crash the staff into the floor, and lightning arcs from her body as she'll use her bonus action to Thunder Leap.
That's each within 5, or is it 10?
Each within... Let me get that up. 15 feet... no, not 15 feet. Each creature of your choice left where you land.
It's your immediate area, so it's 5 feet.
Okay, so these 2 boys, as Sora leaps back.
Alright, concept, got you. So, 17 and 8.
Okay, the 8 takes 6 thunder.
Is the right unit.
Okay, and that is it for Sora.
Excellent. That enforcer was lull next, not anymore. This one is one of the ones who was told to go left. You see him tuck into this corner. Lifts up and he sees Jenkins. He's challenged by another robotic creature in his presence. Traitor.
Oh, my baby.
An 8 and a 20. 20 imagine hits for 9 radiant. All right, having already destroyed one of them, Sora, this one runs up, gets onto a knee and blasts you twice.
Hey, the first attack is at disadvantage.
Sweet. Is unfortunately still going to hit you.
Okay.
And then they're both hitting you actually.
I would like to commit my reaction to the deflect missile and sleight of hand if possible.
Yep, for sure.
As she's trying to like learn how to defend herself against these types of foes. And then sleight of hand.
Oof, that is not enough still.
Okay.
All right, so you get hit for 14 radiant, which was also the DC for the sleight of hand. And it blasts you right in your ear. You catch it, but it just explodes on your hand when you try to collect the energy. The second attack is 10 radiant, so for both of those, they're 7 and 5.
7 and 5. Ow! Ow! She's like blowing on her hand.
Judith.
They're still shooting with these radiant crossbow things, right?
Yeah, for sure. All of them.
Can I mage hand the one that it's dead? I want to take the crossbow and bring it over to me.
Sure.
I'm gonna step forward 5 feet, mage hand and bring it over to me.
Yeah, it's an action, so yeah, you can accomplish all that though.
Okay. Then bonus action. I'm gonna say, Phoenix, don't worry. I know Jenkins could destroy all of these with a little more practice, and I will bardic inspire you as well.
Awesome.
So you and Lewis are still inspired.
Heck yeah.
Deploying anti-area of effect maneuvers. And you see that this one is going to move over here. And as he gets down onto his knee, this time you see him, he shoots at the enforcer to the right of him. And the enforcer does this really gangster kind of sideways flop. He's looking like an L right now, an upside down L. Just his body just completely sideways. As he shoots at Lewis instead. He fires. Ooh, Lewis, you're getting critically hit.
Oof. All right.
But a 14 misses you on the second attack, I'd imagine. One of these guys are getting boosted. 3 more damage, 9, 10, 15 radiant.
Oof. Got it. Hefty smack.
Yeah, you get just shot in your shoulder, just. And he admires his handiwork. All right, this one moves over here and takes 2 shots at Judith. 10 to 15, 15 question mark.
The 15 for sure.
All right, for 12 radiant, so 6 for you.
Ooh. Okay.
And then he completes his movement there. This one shoots at Emra twice. A natural 1 and a 24. But will hit you for 13 radiant Emra.
Alrighty.
Alright, so there's enough movement. Sora, 2 more shots coming at you.
Okay, first one's at disadvantage.
Mission 7, that's gonna miss. The next one's a 16 question mark.
17 AC.
Sweet, so that one misses as well. Speaking of the devil, the one next to you, that is Lewis.
Okay. Yeah, now this definitely feels a bit harder.
We got this, old man. Don't give up on me just yet.
Okay. Let us... Okay, for now let's try to be a bit more of a distraction. Lewis takes a tactical step over to his side to get within range of two of them as he goes for a swing back at this one. Bop. E. I'm gonna go ahead and boost that by 2 with Aaron's excellence, or not Air, Master's Guidance.
Excellent. It turns
So
a miss
16.
into a hit.
Thank the gods. Okay, so that's 11. Second smack.
That hits as
Probably
well.
hits. Okay. Lewis, as he's fighting and he's starting to see the threat around him, the voice starts to echo in the back of his head once more. Do you really think you could take on a threat like this alone? As, I'm gonna make a wisdom save here. Alright. Perfect. As, Lewis starts to feel the dragon's influence within him, Sora, with your immensely high perception, you would notice that he just, like, lightly shakes his head as he, tries to focus himself once more. Going to bonus action second wind as he just grits his teeth.
No time for flashbacks, old man.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. EOT? Actually? Yeah, it might be a good idea to action surge this. I'm action surging it. Going on to the weakened one. Adding on... Have we seen a 15 against these things yet?
Oh, not yet.
Not
But I
yet.
mean, this could be the
Okay.
time to discern if it misses. We know it's 16 hits.
you
I'll
also-
apply 1.
You're
onto
also
it.
inspired.
You're also inspired.
Oh, yeah, you can
Right,
get
thanks for the
dark.
reminder. Gonna go ahead and Bardic then. Yep, that definitely hits now.
Does it answer the
Thank you for the
question, but
Bardic.
it definitely works.
Yep.
Another
one more
10.
attack.
All right, that gets him. Describe it. That was a series of hellish attacks and a heal in between.
Got it. Getting close into the step, he just like goes for a low strike against the ankles, bringing it down to its knees, followed by another up the back of the thigh, another against the back, and then one stab directly through the head.
It doesn't even react. By the time it tries to kind of compute what's going on, it's already kapoosh. So,
Yep. Miote?
Embruto.
Alrighty, before I go, I had a quick question. Because if so, then I would need to roll 2 con saves. But would I still have Hex up between the last fight and this one? Because it was about a minute. I can hold up to an hour.
If you can hold up to an hour, then yeah, absolutely. But yeah, 2 concerts.
Gotcha. So let's see here. 1, 2.
Oof, it'll be down you. The 2 attacks that hit you, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So I'll just go down the middle here. There we go. Alrighty. And I will attack.
You see him use his gun and just smack your scimitar away. He uses it like a club almost. It's effective too.
Okay.
That time you catch him though.
Alrighty. And I can still use to do a bonus attack with the dagger too, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is.
Seeing the spark of the cavilled dagger, it just grabs your wrist and it's like holding it back. You guys are like in this struggle.
Ooh, some trained bots.
Iron soldiers, some would say. This one goes over here to spread the love to Sakura. Oh, but Sakura don't want the love because it's a 12 and a 9.
They're used to taller people.
Yeah. It is actually hilarious. All right. Looking grim. This is looking hardest difficulty in the room. Judith, you get shot at twice. Oof, first is a critical hit against you.
Okay.
No.
For 20 damage, so for you is 10.
Okay.
And the next attack is a 23 for 8 radiant, so for 4 for you.
Okay.
Sakura. Or freaking Phoenix. Sorry, I keep saying the PC, not the
That's
character.
alright. Hum. What she was wanting to do isn't gonna work. We are going to move over a little bit to get a better shot. Thematically aiming for the hole in their head, but let's do 2 crossbow bolts at that guy in front of Amrit.
First one misses, but the second one lands true. You kind of have it's like you shatter the glass panel on its face, but since it's not a conventional eye, you just see that he's still kind of looking at you, even despite the damage to the area.
Yeah, Jenkins will move in and try hitting it with his big old pipe.
Whoa.
Nope.
It's like they're all Jenkins, but if Jenkins was a soldier. But don't worry, this is Jenkins. Jenkins is also seeing so much potential growth too. All right. So, anyways, this enforcer gets over here and just tries to blast Jenkins because they will not allow competition from enemy bots. 16-24.
Both hit.
21 damage. Oof. This one over here sees that Lewis has challenged them in melee and wants to display its melee. So he runs at you, stows his gun, and as he slides under you, kicks you. But you deflect it. But when he gets to his feet behind you, he does a roundhouse kick to you. They're proficient with their unarmed strikes, much like a monk is. And as you see its allies, they all say, downloading Martial Arts Series 101, Karate. This enforcer over here goes to take Jenkins out of the picture of his own martial arts as he is going to do a double fist, dropping his gun on the floor. Does a 14 hit Jenkins though?
No.
So Jenkins blocks the double fist somehow. And then he does a backflip kick, but Jenkins also avoids that.
What the hell?
And to think I spent all my life learning martial arts. Who knew you could do it in a couple of seconds?
Oop.
And Sora will want to show them how it's really done in the martial arts field. It's going to move 5 feet in, making her first attack at advantage against the one at the bottom.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now that I have the karate program downloaded, when you swing your stick, they don't dodge or anything. They just lift up their gun like it's a club and deflect the weapon.
And going in for the flat roll.
This time it does a fancy backflip, but you kick it midair.
Yeah, as she like uses the momentum to catch him for 5 bludgeoning, Sora looks around her and sees an opportunity, I think. Let me just double check this ability. Okay. Bonus action. Lewis, you see Sora's the familiar sign. She's about to Thunder Leap, and luckily she can choose not to include you, so bonus action Thunder Leap from this position. Getting 15 feet there, and owing those creatures next to her a con save.
Hell yeah.
All 3 fail. All 3 take all damage.
As she just blasts them with this thunder and peers next to Judith. I hope you caught that one. That one had my good side.
They all just and then you see them downloading different discs. Area of effect, danger.
All right, that is her turn.
This one runs up and engages Phoenix and Melly with his martial arts, stowing his weapon and delivering a volley of punches.
I'll
But
shield if it'll help.
well, it won't, because an 8 and a 10, you maybe they're new to the download, or maybe you got a little spunk in you too, and you're just deflecting, dodging, whatever you want to insert in the narrative.
I'd love to use like the tip of her crossbow and poke it in just the right place where they can't quite go through all the way with their mechanical swing.
Kind of like pressure pointing them if they were people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you get them stopping their wiring. They're having a hard time adjusting to it because it's such a technical thing that they don't realize what happened. And they try again, and you just keep doing it with using your expertise of construction and stuff. This one over here, however, does he kind of want to roundhouse Lewis? Yeah, I'll try to roundhouse him. Nice, got him.
Okay. How much am I taking?
21 for 12 bludgeoning.
Okay. As he strikes against Lewis's shield and it kind of sends him back a little bit, a gust of wind starts to form around him. Reaction, shielded the badger. Going for an attack. Where is it? There it is. Gonna need a DC 13 dex save. As the wind starts to form and the brief image of Gale appears and goes for a bunch of rapier strikes on him.
He roundhouse kicks it. The badger spirit.
Okay.
It's like a double
Yeah.
roundhouse. One to you, one to the spirit, and possibly a third. Let's see, 18.
Yep, right on the AC.
You guys literally see a triple freaking roundhouse kick. This is I rolled in that one on damage, so it's only 4 bludgeoning.
That's good.
Yeah, but yeah, triple roundhouse. You, spirit, you again, but slowing him down between the badger, shield, and your own body.
What was the radius for the dwarven sigils again?
The throne, which anything that's not assigned is a 1530.
Is it a 1530?
Anything that doesn't have an assigned thing is an improvised throw in the game. Is a 1530. If there's no assigned thrown to it, then it's 1530. If there is, which I will check the handout just in case, then well, it'll be different, of course. Let's see, dwarven sigils. Does it have a innate throw in it? Yeah, 60 feet. So right there. I think it's right there. Yeah, rune bomb, 60 feet. So you're good.
You still had?
Yeah, I thought we were out of those, but I guess you still got one or two pocketed.
I took 2 originally, and then when you guys were doing the mission, you were saying that I had the additional 3, so that's 5. 2 were used. I have 3.
Damn.
Lol.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna use one of these bombs. 3d8. Blah, blah, blah. Each is within 5 feet. Okay. So if I put it right here, I can get 3 of them, right?
Right.
All right, cool. I will. I don't know how to activate this, but I'll just beep and fire in the hole. And blast it.
Is it,
Based on my rune, so it's radiant damage.
in your room DC, which I think you guys are DC. Are you guys DC 13 right now, or did you move up?
15 now.
15 now, okay. All right, DC 15, 3d8 radiant damage. Okay, I'll make that save on all those soldiers.
And I'll look over to Amber, and I'll say, "You're feeling a new zest for life, right?" And I will bonus action healing word at the 3rd level.
Nice.
Oof.
Ooh.
then I'm gonna move because I'm about to die.
Thanks, Bloom.
As you do.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. Okay.
This one, there's like this Miyagi-Do Cobra Kai thing going on over here because Jenkins and this creature just kind of circling each other. But since Jenkins got jumped by them, I should add if he does lose, it's because they outnumbered him. The enforcer just runs in, swings his leg as high and as hard as he can towards Jenkins' face. A 16.
It's
Finally knocking the bolts off of him for an 11 bludgeoning. And then running towards his master. Or his creator may be more appropriate. 24.
yeah, even shield won't save me on that one.
So he knocks off the head of Jenkins, goes full speed at you, and does a drop kick before just collapsing back to his feet with ease as he hits you for 12 bludgeoning.
I just put that head back on.
Destroyed. Lewis, you're getting overwhelmed that they are using their martial skills from their downloaded file to just completely outnumber you and overwhelm you. But there's a reason you're the leader. The 6 and the 16 are going to miss you as you just deflect, dodge, or use whatever you can come up with.
Thalia swings his sword, kind of like nicking into some of the joints to help redirect the blow, and just bashing it with the shield to help to throw it off a bit.
Speaking of throwing off a bit, as you run into this corner, Judith, you see the soldier walks up to you. Lifts up his gun. 19 on the first attack. A 13 6 radiant. After you reduce it.
Okay.
And a critical hit on the next attack.
Oh,
Great.
18 for 9 damage. Do you want so you can reduce the 9 by how much?
Twice my level.
Oh, so you take 0 then.
So I reduce it. Don't I heal on this? This level you cause a future number.
You heal by
Oh,
reducing
shit.
it.
Yeah, you're
Oh
here.
shit! I forgot I could do this twice now.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. So I'm still alive.
Nice.
It hits me and flash of light. I teleport right here, right here. I come back, still super sweaty, and I'm in the same place, but 5 feet over. That's it.
It looks at its weapon as it's charging up. It's impressed as you Nightcrawler around its attacks, but it sets its crosshairs towards you. Eliminate. However, it is done for now. Lewis, you're up.
Okay. Lewis, starting to get overwhelmed by the sheer number of attacks, once again hears the voice in the back of his head. Look around you. All of your allies slowly starting to fall. All you need to do is give in. And as Lewis fails his wisdom save, the black tissue starts to slowly pour out of his mechanical arm as shadows cover his eyes. Fine. You're allowed to come out. But under my terms, I'm going to expel use of my Fire Rune heal, which is my once-a-day action heal, in order as the tissue starts to break out. Flames start to encapsulate around the tissues and wrap around it, almost like a chain-like collar as it restrains the tissue against his body. As I am going to convert Shadow Friend into its defense form for 2 rounds. Every time I take damage, -5 to it.
Excellent. Up to a threshold of how
And
much?
goes for swings. As my actual up.
What is your threshold?
Oh wait, my bad. What do you mean threshold?
The total you can reduce. No, this is not.
It's like 25 total.
Okay, you're probably gonna be good. You never know though.
So for that first one, I'm gonna go ahead and use one Master's Guidance just to see if its AC is 15.
Which one are you attacking? Sorry.
This one.
Okay, their AC is in fact 15.
Okay. So that first one would hit. Second one goes off. Uses my other Masters. So both of them hit in turn.
All right, you destroy that northern one.
Got it. That is all my action economy.
Great job, Lewis.
EOT. Woo!
You have a bonus action?
That was my bonus action to do the Shadow Friend.
But it's weird because your shadow friend. Remember I told you you woke up and your arm was like reptilian and black.
Oh.
Well, you just noticed that your arm is reptilian and black, so you're benefiting from both sides of this coin on this one. You have this kind of devil may cry, narrow devil arm kind of thing going on here, but it looks like a shadowy lizard.
Okay. As the flames start to like wrap around this thing, becoming tissues, it almost appears as if Lewis is wearing like a helmet that looks like a dragon's head for a brief moment. As his arm and his draconic form just lashes out at the Enforcer, reforming into like a giant dragon's head trying to slap down on its target. Ooh, perfect. So that would be the 7 Necro on this one. Now EOT.
He's dragging out.
Oh shit. Judith. And then he'll do Rhyme Spear on this Enforce in front of him. The heat.
Wait, Rhyme Spear or which bow?
Oops. It's Rhyme Spear. I clicked the wrong one.
Well, 16 would hit, so just roll the Rhyme Spear damage. And refund a spell slot for which bow. Oh yeah, you're gonna absolutely demolish this dude.
He'll just quickly like, almost like an underhanded saying on him, like, because he's so up close to it. He'll just like push out from underneath, and he'll just like its whole like top half will just blow off, and it'll fall, like kind of like frozen.
Nice. Little bits of metal rain around you.
And he'll make his way over to this Enforcer back here.
I'm a dad, guys. I'm allowed to do corny dad stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, excellent, excellent. All right, speaking of the dad jokes, it doesn't feel appropriate to mention Sora's father. So, anyways, the Enforcer shoots at Sora twice.
Hey, yo.
First one's a disadvantage.
Ah, nice. An 8 and a 20 following that.
Okay. For my round, I will attempt the deflect missile into sleight of hand.
Nice.
Deflect and sleight of hand. Oh,
It was only DC 10 that time.
As Sora starts to feel her hands move off a little bit, Lewis just like yells out, "You might want to check your position in a bit." Reroll. Aaron's excellence is my reaction.
alright. Let's do this.
Nice. You are the perfect person to be the teacher of this class. So under his guidance, Sora, you are able to reduce, and if you want to use a key point, reflect.
Okay. Sora, as she hears Lewis's voice in her head, she kind of, all the noises like mute, and just her breathing is heard as the light rune on her shoulder glows just enough for her to get an idea. As she lifts her palm up, catching the bolt and her arm going back, and then palm striking forward to shoot it back at him. So it is I'm considered proficient, so I'll make a roll with a dart. And it'll take a martial damage in kind. Oops.
Worth a shot.
I mean, you reduce the damage, so Sora just sends it flying past the creature's head, and she looks at her hand that's still smoking and blows on it. Thanks, old man.
And it's
Seeing that Lewis seems to be the leader, you see this one processing the information. Understood. Cut off the head of the snake. He runs over. While he's attacked, he does like the Hitman kind of like 15 punches really fast towards you. But a 13-11 miss you, that you're just able to endure this onslaught of fist.
Phoenix lifts her hands up to her chest level and starts doing some intricate signs. We're going to shadow fire sign these two enforcers right in front of me.
Nice.
DC 15 dex.
They both fail. Sweet. Your fire just explode onto them, changing their usually kind of just like a beigeish color.
I say beige.
Yeah, they're beige to like a darkened brown from the rupture of the flames.
EOD.
All right, this soldier now picking Phoenix up as a major threat after that explosion fire on 2 units. Eliminating hostile foreign magic. 17.
I will shield for that one.
Lifts your shield up. It's repulsed away, and then following a natural one, which I'd imagine just the shield is just constantly just barraging the blast away.
Yeep, yeep.
Dead. 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 No, just...
Not yet. Let's see. Alright, just checking how much movement I have on the staff real quick. Let me just post it real quick so I can read over. I'm just looking how much movement I have while I'm on it.
It's half, I think, you know.
So, that'd be half? Actually, that'd be 20 feet. Sora does that maneuver to bow out the staff and come in flying, letting out like a call like a vicious monkey as she comes just barreling at this creature, attacking it at advantage to back up Lewis.
Nice.
And as she smacks down on it, she's going to see if she can try something. I will have it do a stunning strike.
It is effective, but it got a 24.
Okay. Sensing a bit of a weakness, we're going to proceed forward. Second attack, flat. Smacking again for 9 bludgeoning.
Excellent. Let's grab the kill.
As Lewis, I guess you're in the middle of this like inner conflict, but then in the back of your head you hear the screeching of Sora as she just flies in, completely savaging the robot behind you before flipping over next to you, and it's going to expend a key point and go absolutely wild with a flurry of blows on this creature. Exactly, doing 2 attacks now.
That hits.
For 10 piercing, and I will expend 1 more key point to try and stun this creature.
I got a 15.
All right, and then last attack. All right, that will miss, but Sora has defended her teacher, EOT.
You see, as you're fighting the robots, they just constantly adapting. Not really on the mechanical side, but just for the fiction of these robots. So when you're like coming at them really fast and you destroy the one on the right side, the left side already started adapting. You're able to get a clean shot the first time, but then it fully adapts. And you see that it doesn't dodge your blows, it matches them, and you guys just kind of have your fists meeting in the middle, just constantly just hitting each other's hands. Speaking of hitting each other's hands, are they able to hit through Sakura's shield? We'll find out now. A 22 and a 19.
22 does.
The first one hits you, but then you reposition the shield for the second one. You take 6 bludgeoning. And they move a little bit more to hopefully prevent you from getting them in a similar explosion. That one is destroyed. Judith.
Judith, covered in sweat, is just gonna move over back where she was, like, ugh. Okay. Nah, okay. I want to take a photo, but there's not really like a lot of cool stuff happening. I can't really see everybody. So I'm going to, even though I'm holding, I had this fucking gun. I'm like, I think Far Inferno is probably better than this. So I kind of, give a little nod to her, and I shoot out a fire bolt at this one that's blocking my way. Oh, bummer.
Oh.
It's a very thought of using that gun instead of Far Inferno, and it angered her. not really.
I kind of like, Emma, you can see Judith, like, she looks incredibly fucked up, and she's just like, kind of calms herself and says, "Get it together, Judith, get it together." And I'm gonna bonus action healing word at 3rd level myself. Or 11.
All right.
Okay.
All right, and we've got El Marshal Arto attacks. This one's punching the shield so many times that you're getting really concerned, Phoenix, because the shield starts to crack as its fists just keep hammering on it. All right, and then this one here, we'll get on the opposite side of you. Actually, no, because it'll provoke from Sora, so it'll just stay there. You know what? He's going to give you and both of you an opportunity attack. As you see him just roll away from you.
Okay, I will take it.
I already used my reaction to help out Sora earlier.
Oh yeah, I forgot him.
Try and punch him in our little.
Alright, you do.
All right, seeing as he's trying to do something, I'm gonna see if I can stop him in his tracks.
Yo.
I love that gift is so good.
Indeed.
Give me the Damaji. There we go.
6 bludgeoning.
And then I'll give you a con save. Enforcer. 17, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oof.
You see him as he rolls back as they start to realize that they are not able to match Sora and Lewis's melee potential, at least in this group that's been fighting them primarily. You see him go back to his gun, lifting it up, and just blazing you twice, Lewis. Oof, a 21 on the first one.
That hits.
Or 10 radiant.
All right, reduced by 5 as the armor seems to like mold around the bullet and just like consume a part of it, but the bit of it manages to make it through.
And that's not why I said oof. Next one's a critical hit against you.
Oh shit, all right.
That's why I said oof. One of these dice max, 2 more, 12, 11, 23 radiant on the next one.
Oh, do some math. 23 minus 5. No, it's
No.
1 HP low.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, that sucks. Alright. No problem. Down as the armor starts to recede into his body again.
Fall down, you see his gun, just steam coming off of it. Enforced. This one was going after Judith, but Amrit caught his attention. So as he runs up north, Amrit comes flying in from the side. He drops his gun, blocks the blow, and immediately does it like a double kick, leaping into the air during the kicks. The double kick is a 7 and a 15. 15 question mark.
15, that should just be it. Yeah, that'll hit, yeah.
All right, for 5 bludgeoning, as he just, as the double kick, you block the first one, the second one just slightly hits you on your chin. Death saving throw. If you do die in this course, don't worry, you're out of the fight. Healing won't bring you back into the fight, but you'll still alive.
Got it. Not 20. Okay, well, worth a shot.
Alrighty. Bit of a pinch, because Judith's there. I will do my last rhyme sphere.
Oh yeah, you got 3 now. That's terrifying.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do a heavy hit to this creature, but since it was almost at full, it survives the blow.
Gotcha, no problem. Yeah, I'll just keep it there, and then I'll reach out to heal Lewis as well. Stay tuned while I roll that up.
Oh. All right, this soldier testing, seeing that Phoenix's shield is starting to crack, which is purely roleplay. Don't worry, Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
They just blast it twice. Oh well, shit. Maybe it's not roleplay. A 23 and a 24. Yikes!
Darn it. Yeah.
There must really be like holes in that shield. The first one's beaming you in the shoulder for 11, and the next one beaming you in the other shoulder for 9. It just double blast you. Shield penetrated, and then this one is going to. Since you don't have an opportunity attack anymore, you see him safely disengage and shoot at you as well, Sora.
Okay. His first shot's at disadvantage.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 14 and followed up by a natural 1. He misses you twice. Phoenix, activate.
Well, given she got hit, so God, what do I do? She's going to cure wounds herself in the heat of battle. Not gonna be enough. Yeah, she gonna. Oh, she gonna stay put.
Have you bought yourself any new potions lately?
No.
Just checking.
I love how it's Sora checking. So got yourself some potions, baby.
Because I have.
All right, this soldier walks in, he starts blaring at Sora. Seems to be the target to take down right now.
All right, first one's at disadvantage.
A natural 1 is going to miss you, and a 21 is going to hit you.
It will indeed.
11 radiant, so for you it's 5. Fortunately, you do not have your reaction back just yet. You potentially deflect or at least reduce. And it is now your turn.
All right. Sora is going to stand her ground, trying to defend Lewis as he gets his bearings. We'll use her last use of Divine Hands. This creature right here owes a save. Wow, that's a hot one. DC 15.
Wow, that is a hot one. What the hell?
And
Holy
76.
shit. Just describe the kill because I got a 7. So
Damn.
As Sora is like getting into the moment, this golden glow about her, Lewis, even with as you're standing and getting up and looking at Sora, you see almost this strobe effect to her like form, her hair glowing gold and growing spikier in like pulses before settling as a series of punches just eviscerates this enforcer as she assumes the dodging position. I am Sora of the Turtle Islands. I am your foe today. EOT. Alright, and bonus action will take a common healing potion that she did buy. Actually, that's cheating. She won't. EOT.
every single enforcer's head's turn. Opportunity attack, Phoenix. Unless you want to hold on to shield just in case.
You sure you don't want to drink that?
Oh no, poor Sora.
Sora can handle it.
You get
Yeah, I'm
dodge
holding
going,
on to shield.
She is dodging. She is the master of her element at the moment.
Good. 8 and 14 as your hands just reflecting all of them. Judith, you're up.
Right. Judith is going to take a shot with the firebolt.
Yeah, that hits. You guys are just tag teaming this dude in the corner, huh?
And they all look like they're going for Sora now.
Yeah, every single one. I would say except for this one because he's boxed in between the two of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, every single unit on the battlefield is currently going for Sora.
Got it. I'll look to stare like Sora. Sora, that was awesome. Keep it up. You get 9 hit points.
Nice. That way Sora didn't have to cheat with a potion. Thank you.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button. And then that is it. I'm like, man, this enforcer guy needs to die so I can get a cool photo.
All right, this enforcer, same deal. Levels his gun towards you, Sora.
Alright, let us do this.
18.
At disadvantage, we'll still hit.
That is correct, unfortunately. Followed by a 20 at disadvantage.
Those will both hit.
God damn.
Yeah, I know. It was an 18 over a 19 and 20 over a 24. For 10 radiant, so 5, and then 12 radiant, so 6.
5, and then 6. As the hands are still trying to deflect all of these attacks, Sora is still very new to this ability, taking them, her light rune glowing with each hit as she's resisting, but it still hurts.
All right. This one is done. His movement is happy with. This one again, he moves back from you a little bit, and he also unleashes.
Okay.
This time the disadvantage holding up is that it turns a 20 into 11, and 15 down to a 7. This one engaging you guys in this corner, realizing his friends need its help, going to take an opportunity attack from you, Emerald. Actually, no, there's no point in doing it. I'm gonna have to take one step back so he can shoot you, but then it's still a disadvantage to Judith. So he's just gonna karate you to death. Oh, another critical. Oh, Amron, I'm sorry. Sorry that it's a natural 1. Lewis, you're up.
Gosh dang it, Falcon. Okay. Lois, like, starting to stand up from the haze of getting healed and knocked down, starts to get to his feet, and just seeing Sora get belted by 2 of the shots from their very weakened enforcer, just uses all the strength left in his body to propel himself up. And goes for the double swing. Pop.
First one cutting him down.
Got it. And and that is actually. He's gonna go ahead and drop his masterwork sword and pull out a hand axe as he tosses it toward the enforcer over here as my second attack.
Excellent. Yeah, that hits.
Ignore dueling. So that's 6. And with that, EOT.
Emerald.
All right, gonna attack with the scimitar. All right, 20 for 8.
Yeah, describe the kill. That boy is Dunzo.
Alrighty. So kind of like duck under what Lewis did, then he'll like swipe at its legs to like make it buckle, and then grab its gun, cut the arm off, then swing horizontally and cut off the head. That's one attack, hey. And then we get out the way so Judah can take a shot. And I'll throw a Kobold dagger at the enforcer. Or the Kobold, just got the win.
See him just catch it.
Just goes to his hand like a fucking magnet.
Yeah.
Amrut, I swear if he stabs me with your knife, I'll be very pissed with you.
I was careful, okay? Really rolled a 1. And that's it.
We know who this is at. Prime Torgante. One of them is being converted. 12 and a 17 question mark.
17 will hit.
8 radiance of 4 to Madre.
Despite Sora looking so hurt, she stands back up, leaning back on her staff, and all those divine hands make the come at me motion.
Nice. Phoenix, you're up.
Phoenix takes a couple steps back now that she's not surrounded anymore. She kind of bumps into that column behind her, raises her crossbow, and will try to hit the exposed midsection of this enforcer.
And you do.
I just remembering I got Bardic Inspiration, but I don't know that that would make a 9 hit, will it?
Nat ones are always a miss.
Oh, okay. She spits out a little bit of blood from the beating she took underneath her breath, so likely no one can hear. She mutters, "Fuck you, Clamdor." And she is going to walk around this pillar and go to the other side. Oh, I can't. Is that door closed right there?
Yeah, that's what they're watching.
Oh.
They don't want to get shot
wow.
and stuff.
She's gonna try to hide behind the pillar, but okay.
Yeah, you can see this similar wall of force protecting the councilman. You could assume we're all watching on the other side of this. All right, 2 more shots at Sawyer. Sawyer, you've been eating this round of attacks.
I can handle it.
All right, he misses you both times.
And as the divine hands all form back into her arms, she just cracks her neck left and right. All right, my turn. She's going to charge up to this creature over here. I think avoiding an opportunity. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to be sure. And comes flying in with a advantage hit. There's it. Okay. 2 24s, and I will dismount from my staff, adding 4 extra damage to the damage roll.
Nice.
For 16 bludgeoning.
Yeah, give me that visual deliciousness.
Again, Lewis, as you're trying to get your bearings, and Amrut, as you're looking, You just see a yellow blur as Sora is just like flipping with electricity arcing off of them and slamming into the Enforcer, like, so hard against the side. He does that L pattern, but from the sideways angle, and he can't do it from that way, and he breaks in half. And as she lands there, she's going to depend on her own natural ability to defend herself. A bonus action spending her last key point for patient defense. And that is her turn.
Excellent. This enforcer has been enforced. Judith.
All right. Judith is going to step out from this hole. 5, 10. Oh, this is way better. Here we go. Bonus action, take a photo. Now that I can see everybody. As an action, I guess I'll shoot this enforcer, but I'm gonna shoot the one that's far away. The one that's doing what I was doing in the corner. Biding my time.
Okay.
Ugh.
Same thing, they just kind of roll out of the way.
Okay. I will, let's see, it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
Super Avengers 2 vibe when you walk into the room. Alright, so this one's Dunzo. This one is still fires at Sora.
So a disadvantage.
Do a disadvantage, but two attacks flying their way, but you evade them easily. This one, destroyed. This one, not destroyed anymore.
Hopefully not destroyed. Lewis, kind of seeing that everyone is starting to get in position, starts rushing back. Getting to his feet and starting to gain a bit more of his bearing, just leaning forward, using the momentum to bring him a bit closer to engage with the one in the back. Kind of forcing it to get into engagement with him. He goes for double swings. Bop. Woo. Bop. Woo.
Damn.
Low.
Just the adrenaline kicking in and having him in full focus.
Yeah, your second attack destroys him from fool to nothing.
God damn. All right. First strike just whacks it into the side as it just like bends unnaturally, and then using that momentum swings back and drops it onto its neck, decapitating it.
Excellent. Emerald.
Here we go.
All right, I'm gonna run in. As this one's like turning to see what Lewis just did, it was here. Hey, and I'll start swinging.
Turns around and catches your blade with the cobbled dagger.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have announced myself before.
As he kind of misses, Lewis just like kicks his feet to just like signal yourself to kind of watch your angle. Aaron's excellence. Because may as well use it.
We'll take your first. We'll take your first Damaje, and Lewis, you just keep proving that you are the perfect teacher.
Thanks. I'll shut the fuck up next time. I'll swing again.
Yeah, that is again.
He'll like cut up the arm, make it drop the knife. Oh, hey, there it is. I'll pick it up and stab him with it.
You go to stab him, you realize that you cut off that arm, so where his arm should have been, he's no longer there.
Oh, shit.
All right, so you've got 2 more shots coming your way.
Okay.
Ooh, 23 is gonna hit you.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, you avoided another crit. That's why I said, ooh.
Oh, damn.
It went from a crit to still a high roll, but yeah. For 10 radiant, so 5 radiant damage.
Sora is still up.
Hell yeah.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is gonna run up behind Sora reach out and place a hand on the small of her back.
Oh, your hands are cold.
You're amazing.
Oh,
And
that feels really nice, actually.
back the hell back up.
Dead. Speaking of sore.
Not yet. I'm not coming in at this weakened enforcer. Sora's going to make her attacks. She's not on her staff anymore, actually, so it's not an advantage. So there we go. So 9's going to miss. And then second attack. Another 9. So Sora's going to do her bonus action offhand.
That hits.
As it's trying to keep up with her, as she swings her staff around, she spins around, throwing out a palm for its midsection for 5 bludgeoning as her palm strikes the wirings in the creature. But that is her turn. EOT.
If you remember, Emmerich cut off one of his arms. So the first 2 attacks, you see it kicks up its arm, grabs it, and it's flailing its arm about. So the increased range makes it a little hard to land a strike, but eventually you do get through, like you say. Shoot if you're up. All right, Judith, what you got for us? If you're talking about though, you're muted. I see your opinion.
Oh geez. Yes. Yeah. Judith is gonna reach down and grab that the laser gun, and she's gonna shoot it at the weak enforcer there. Is it just a hand crossbow to roll?
So yeah, you go to shoot this gun, and I'll take your bonus action. I won't take your action, but it doesn't fire.
Oh. Like, oh.
Yeah, you
Fireball.
press the button, and you don't think it's broken. You just don't think it works for you.
Got it.
And Farfona blesses you again.
Yeah. You out of fear, out of rage. Yeah, you just blow his ass up.
Nice. And then I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay.
One left. Lewis come down.
Let's see. Leans forward into the strikes, going into the hips, and with it off its balance, goes for a spin and tries to whack it off. You strike directly into the shoulder through it. Ooh, worth a shot.
Yeah, you see it just block your attack.
I really should watch my phrasing.
Yeah, that's a horrible phrase. Yeah. Emmerich, you're up.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna go in, kick off with this one to get over here. It's like falling to his knees, like on fire. Jump over here, and I'll swing. 21.
Yeah, 21 definitely hits for 9. He's still alive. Next one, he just kicks your scimitar to your hand. You gotta keep a hold of these weapons.
And we'll stab with the dagger.
Takes out his fight.
Oh, so close to the lightning. Alrighty. He'll as he like kind of knocks his scimitar out of his hand, he'll turn back and and pull it close, like grab like whatever like collar or just whatever like it's around like its neck, and pull it forward to stab it straight in the right between where the eyes would be on a normal person there. Then he'll just wrench out the knife. There, done.
Oh yeah, we did it. Of course we did. We're the best. We are the best. Sora sings as she's just dancing about.
Everyone okay?
Good job, team.
Phoenix drags Jenkins off that center symbol.
Yeah, as you guys collect yourselves, the center symbol absorbs the things to include, unfortunately, Judith, the weapon you're holding.
That's okay.
And as it all gets dragged into the center symbol, it launches up to the sky. You have now matched the previous winners of this test. You stand equals to the second highest class in favor of the council's vote for the secret library. Do you wish bonus level a single creature to break the tie, or are you satisfied with your performance? You have a minute in between anyway, so you certainly can mend if you decide to take on the bonus. Otherwise, you have completed this entirely. But they said that the bonus is a singular creature.
Man, we gotta do it. What do you guys?
How
Yes,
much
we've
sugar we got?
we've already conquered the test. There's no harm in at least trying.
Sure, yeah, what are they gonna kick us out?
Was telling us maybe we're a bit too ambitious, but is that ever a bad thing?
No, I think we fight to the last person.
How much healing do we have possible?
I have a potion. Let me check and see which kind it is.
Oh, Sora has potions. Lewis, take this. And she gives you a very expensive looking potion, a greater healing.
Just grabs it. You sure?
Yes, I am sure. And that was the good stuff.
No,
It expired.
Oh, go ahead.
It expires anyway, so might as well.
Good point. And checks down. Am I using the... Wait, which roll am I using?
I'm taking the 6 for a common. You're taking the 17.
Ah, thank you very much. God damn, that was good stuff.
Indeed. It cost a lot of money, but Sora does not understand money, so...
Then I'll hand Phoenix a normal healing potion.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, don't forget about yourself. She's healing Jenkins there.
I'll
Now, can you mend faster than a minute? Because it's only a minute between the decision and the start.
Well, I did one mending to get him up, and then the rest of it was his repair. He has 3 a day for repair.
Oh, okay, because it's mending twice. That's why. That's why. I was
Yeah, it didn't go the first time, and I was impatient. I only gave him 6 off on my mending.
No worries. I just didn't know because your arc price might be special for you. All right. So is the consensus yes? I think.
these are all to myself.
Okay.
Because I'm almost dead.
Lol.
Sure, yeah, let's reposition.
I mean, not lol.
No, it's pretty funny. Let me see, shit. Where should we hide? I wanna hide.
I mean, there's not a lot of room to hide, but you're free to cry in the corner.
Hell yeah. No, I'm fucking kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Last one standing gets everyone else to buy them a drink.
I am doing that now.
Lewis,
Good
you're doing
luck.
great. You're doing a great job keeping us all safe and alive. So here, take 10 more healing points.
Thanks. Things definitely hit a lot harder than I remember.
Wait, the last person is buying the drinks?
Yes!
I just got that. Shouldn't that be in reverse?
I'm guessing it's too late by the time you ask that.
Yeah, that's roll initiative. So, you guys are talking and laughing and enjoying the victory. You see, singular bot lands in the center of the room. It has a cloak on, but as it sends it slowly, it tosses the cloak off. And it seems to assume a martial artist position. And it gives you this come at me, bro kind of thing.
Alright.
Oh.
Sora responds to this challenge. Bonus action's gonna hop on her staff, coming in to meet the infiltrator in combat. And we'll swing out with her staff at advantage with the first roll. Oh,
Nice. You definitely come at him, bro.
Slamming against his chest for. Ooh, damn. I forget in this game you just
Plus
maxed
4?
the first roll, right?
No, in the new one, you choose one still.
Okay, so that's going to be 10 less
18.
Yeah, 18 points of bludgeoning as Sora accepts the challenge. Unfortunately, she's out of key at the moment, so she can't keep trying to stun. So she's going to swing again.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Oh, Jesus.
So this guy goes, "Come at me," and Sora's like, "Bet." And comes flying in. Just he takes a crash against his chest and then into his back from the spin around for. That's going to I'm going to maximize that first
Plus
one
5.
for +5. So 19 points of bludgeoning. As Sora does she does over 30 damage to the infiltrator in her turn.
That's half its hit points.
Just smashing into it, but that after a crazy round, she is done.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, the infiltrator immediately activates after you.
Okay.
Legends.
Legend indeed. That you could say that this is a superior soldier,
You got it.
and it is going to strike at you 2 times, and it will return one of those crits with a crit of its own.
Was the first one at disadvantage?
Oh yes, for 12.
Okay, so 12 then crit. Got it.
Correct. The second attack is a crit.
Yeah, okay, that hits, obviously. Yeah.
Let's see here. So now it's one of these bad boys. 6 more, 7, 8, 19, 24, 31 damage.
As Sora is getting a little too cocky in that moment, she dodges one attack and then just gets completely clotheslined, and she is out like a light.
You guys see dark energy wrap around its wrist, and he does a fake out on the first attack, withdrawing his hand so fast. The second one, he slams his fingers like a blade, digging into her belly button. You see it penetrate under her skin and cut into her belly. As he rips his hand out, she also fails a death save.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit!
Oh,
He spins around and does the same thing to you, Lewis. He doesn't attack you, but you think the moment you end your turn, he will.
Okay, good to know. Bastard gets a sword, goes for the swings. Bop. And
You get him.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use an inspo on the next swing
Go
with
ahead.
an advantage. All right.
You hit
Just
him
in
again.
case. So 26 damage total. And yeah, that's all my resources. Iote,
He's going to attack you now.
got it.
2 attacks coming your way. Misses on the first one. And then the second one, you see the same thing. It's almost like he has a pattern to his attacks. He faints out for 8 bludgeoning, 5 necrotic, so 2 necrotic.
Got it. So that is 10 total as the wind starts to come off of his shield once more, taking the blow. Going for the Great Badger Shield's attack. DC 13 dex.
See him easily avoid it.
Got it. Iote.
Phoenix.
Back behind the column, Phoenix is doing some last minute tinkering on Jenkins. Closes the panel. He has heroism on him, so he gets refreshed temporary hit points.
Nice.
Send that bad boy in there. will attempt to hit the infiltrator.
Oh, nice.
God.
Not a lot of damage, but hey.
Well,
I mean,
seven.
that's like 16 force, I think.
That's
That might be
that's a lot.
enough.
Oh, I forgot about doubling.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
15.
Might have done something.
Yeah, you might have done something. You done something. The infiltrator comes in, takes out Sora, kicks Lewis in the face, and Jenkins, tired of these motherfucking robots and his motherfucking plane. I mean, room. He takes robot violence. I like this. He takes the infiltrator out.
Fantastic. He just holds that pipe, and with the new energy running through his body that Phoenix had put in there, a home run swing, knock this guy's head off and see what it feels like.
And I'm assuming somebody can get Sora up, so we'll leave initiative.
Phoenix has one more cure wounds if need be.
Oh shit! You guys did it already?
Yeah, sort of quite a number on the thing.
Well, that was all right. Well, hold on a second. Stay there.
As Sora comes
And
to,
photo.
and as you take that photo, as Sora comes to, getting the wind knocked out of them, she just immediately vomits.
Those are my shoes.
Sorry,
No, it's fine.
I may have gone a bit too savage.
That was it, huh?
Yeah, I think it was just the right amount.
The
Oh, I
table,
peeked on the table.
yeah, the floor like swifts and out of the ground pops up the table, and half you guys are like standing on the table. Pandora comes in clapping his hands. Yeah, I told you they're the best. Don't doubt me for a second. And all the councilmen have soft smiles on their face. Not entirely, but most of them. People like the director, you don't know if he's smiling or frowning. His jaw just seems to be flat at all times. But General Zebulon also provides a clap, so her and Clamdor are clapping for you. The councilmen just have smirks, they whispering to each other some stuff, and they enter the room. And Quinris tells you all, your performance was excellent. You'll have to leave us time to review everything handled today. But you should feel comfortable in your odds.
Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
And you see Snarbell goes, if metal does in fact reign upon the world ever again, perhaps there's still chance. If the students are this powerful, then the masters must be even stronger.
Sora would raise their hand up. Or think of our potential, given the resources.
See Clander just like chopping at his lips, like perfect response. You see Benkar look at you and he just goes, indeed, we'll consider all the applicants. You have made it the furthest in combat skill, but physical strength is not enough alone. We still need to consider the hearts and the gratefulness of the individuals we bless.
Using her staff as kind of like a crutch at the moment, holding her belly, she just bows. This has been a wonderful experience on the mainland, but I am gonna go heal my ribs. Thank you for your time, Ilanan.
Come on, let's get out of here, everyone. Oh, I've got a good feeling about this one. Oh, I do. I certainly do.
Great. Then Amber will walk across the table, it's like puke on his boots.
Oh
Step
no.
down. Thanks for having us.
The director walks up to you, Judith.
Right.
I see that you attempted to use one of their weapons earlier, but it failed to operate accordingly.
Yeah, that happened. You know, that's okay. Sometimes you gotta try new things in battle and see what kind of come from it.
Absolutely. In any case, as a reward or thank you, here, just in case you considered using it properly, allow me to explain. The enemy forces, not just limited to the enforcers, have anti-enemy use of their equipment. They fail to realize that our abilities to attune to the things in our own world can fulfill what is called an installation. You see, enforcers' weapons cannot be used by creatures not bound to the weapon. In fact, enforcers can't even use each other's weapons. A defense mechanism, again, for the instance of one of them falling and their weapons being used against them. Weaker in the guns, but extraordinarily in stuff like their missiles, rocket launchers, heavy-duty lasers. In fact, today you defeated only one superior robot, which is the Infiltrator. To that respect, however, I must say that you performed impeccably. But here, take it, junk it, sell it, dismantle it. You may keep the rifle to which you had garnered.
Oh, okay.
Judith, if you look past him at all, you see Phoenix is eyeing that thing.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't have insight anymore, so my perception's not that good. So I'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is gonna be pretty nice. I don't know what I'll do. I'm sure something will cool will come from this. Thank you.
He tells you, Judith, I don't know your odds getting into the secret library, but I will say that I appreciate your performance this day, all of you.
Sometimes it's not about odds, and may the best group of people get in there, right?
Absolutely, including most trustworthy. Take care.
That is very true.
And Thunder goes, hey, let's go ahead and take a nice little break downstairs. You've all earned it. How about I get lunch? I'll pay for lunch. Not the drinks, though, just the food.
I suppose since I was the one to fall down, does everyone buy me drinks?
Yes, everyone will buy you a drink.
I like this logic. We shall go with it.
Come on, Imrut.
Fine.
After that performance, I'll buy you 2 drinks, Sora.
Woo! I am going to be destroyed by tomorrow.
I was kind of worried what they said about missiles, though. Like, so what? They got like crossbows. That's not a big deal.
If
I
I
can
can
take a missile head on. She can catch missiles.
slowly learning how to. It's trying to catch the light. It's very weird. It burns your hand.
So yeah, missiles no problem.
Did we do we want to bring up the elephant in the room, by the way? Old man, you feeling okay?
Oh, we should talk about this stuff outside of this place.
As
All
soon
right,
as we're going
sweet.
down the stairs, we're talking.
Yeah, you guys aren't in this room talking stuff. But I will move you guys over here. And as you say, make sure we address the elephant in the room, old man, before Lewis responds. Let's take a 10-minute break.
All right.
All right.
Woohoo!
Ooh,
And
Sora.
good job, everybody.
I'm gonna go
pop
get me some
off.
snacks.
Yeah, you guys did excellent infiltrate. If it got its turn, things would have gotten very ugly.
Oh yeah, that thing was freaking nasty.
Two attacks. It's a legendary. Yeah, I don't want to figure out how many can do on its main turn.
I mean, it's a monk pretty much. You would have gotten a lot of attacks back.
Yeah. But Sora entered the challenge.
Very true. Where are you in your room right now?
I was just stepping away for a second to pet the cat.
No. No kitty cat getting needy.
A bit, but he's also been clawing up
a
my
bit.
massage table, which is nothing great.
Cake noted down the time that we took break. Well, time we get back, I guess. Water time. BRB. I return.
Howdy.
Hello. Oh, that was awesome.
I am seriously impressed, Sora.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Just savage monkey girl, just like It's just flying across the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Local monkey girl smacking heads off.
Mhm. Honestly, Lewis, you were such a supportive figure there. You made sure a lot of the things we were doing could like actually get done.
Oh yeah. Was able to go full on teacher mode this time, so I'm happy. Although we're all gonna need a lot of rest after that.
Yep, I hope we're not fighting no more. I'm tapped out of spells.
I am tired.
Hopefully. Oh yeah. It's definitely a wee bit scary having nothing but 2 errant excellences. Just 2 errors.
Judith left us a nice timestamp. I was just gonna ask when is the break over? You got 2 minutes, everybody. You got 2 minutes.
Heck yeah.
So that was some of you guys' first contact with technology since previous campaign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I missed the sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you just got plenty of it.
Yep, just waiting for Metal Rain 2. Hopefully not.
Lol.
That's next campaign, okay? You know.
Please no, not again.
Well, you joke, but I was thinking about something. And it's not legit yet, so I don't mind saying it. But I was thinking it'd be pretty cool if we did like people were like during Metal Rain, there were so many enemy ships they had to have taken some people up. So Escape from Prison Planet was in my mind, and then my players have a bunch of people in fucking prison on their planet.
Oh God.
Come on, tell me it doesn't sound like, oh, that's just wild. Fantasy
Into space.
Yeah, fantasy characters on a fucking other planet trying to figure out how to escape. I definitely like the idea. I mean, at the very least, it'll be a mini series for sure.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah,
that.
that is pretty interesting.
Sounds like a really cool idea. I'd love to see it from the perspective of the players who've lost, when all they ever did in those campaigns was talk about how they'd win. Just the ideology they would have to have for losing.
It was cheap.
Exactly.
Got a slice of that humble pie.
It was kicking their ass and they could pull out some stones or some shit. I don't know.
Even though I would say on the flip perspective too, they came to this world with a single fleet and they nearly leveled the entire world.
Yeah.
I'll be afraid for the day they come back with more than one fleet.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the main guy to be like, I'll do it myself.
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'll do it myself.
Literally
no.
Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Shit, you're giving my too many ideas.
Oh, I like this. Juicy, juicy, juicy.
Start writing down notes.
All right. Average. Do a roll call real quick. Average here.
Yeah, was that your alarm sound, Cake?
That?
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Vizian.
Hi.
Cake.
Yes.
I'm disappointed it wasn't another one of those. But I'm here.
I was hoping.
Yeah, you're expecting it, right? Cloudy.
That's guild use only.
Right. Sakura.
Still alive.
Asterisk in there somewhere. All right, let's go ahead. You guys are leaving the facility, the property, and you're engaging each other appropriately. The only person here that's with you that's not a member of the party is Clamdor. Yeah, the floor is yours. We'll be here for Theory of the Mind until we get to somewhere relevant.
Hey,
Well.
Judith, you mind if I take a look at that? The word just fled my head. When you go on vacation somewhere, what's
The past.
souvenir?
Souvenir?
Okay.
Oh.
Phoenix asks if you mind if she can look at that souvenir you got.
You want to look at my flashy new laser gun?
Yeah, you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Phoenix is gonna look while we walk.
All right, so while you guys are talking, there was a question posed to Lewis about his, for a brief while, lizard-like arm.
Yeah, old man, you got a dark look in your eye, and instead of the shadowy arm, you had a bit of a more, well, what the robot said, the snaky kind of look.
Is that still there?
No.
It's fine. I've just been hearing that thing in the back of my head a lot more often nowadays.
Huh?
Thankfully, I've been figuring out how to manage it.
What do you say that thing? You mean the dragon, undead dragon god thing?
Yeah.
Tyrantrum?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You've been hearing its voice in your head this whole time?
Since the beginning, ever since we found this, ever since the rune appeared on me.
And now you're hearing it more, and then you just transformed in a fight?
It's happened before, but I'm starting to figure out how to actually use the thing.
So this is you, and not whatever that thing is.
Mostly.
It looks like a balance of both. Like you're accepting it, but not letting it overwhelm you.
I wouldn't say accepting.
I think
And you could just kind of see in his eyes like there's still a sense of disdain.
But you just see a huge smile on Sora's face as she looks at you. You took my advice. You are trying to balance it into yourself, so that there are not two quarreling forces, but more two forces working together.
Just want to be quick. Are we walking like back to the harpy thing right now?
Sure. Unless you guys have somewhere else you want to go.
Well, I'll pull up my disguise kit and I'm gonna disguise Amrut. So
Wait, what the?
people don't see that you're supposed to be dead, Amrut. Sorry, Lewis.
Just
Sorry.
drawing on his face.
Yeah, I just do a little, little makeup stuff, and then I cover it with with a little shawl. Punch a little bit. There you go. I'm sorry, Lewis. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure that we don't blow Amrut's cover.
Give us the disguise check then. Let's make use of that expertise I think you picked up for. No, I mean,
Lewis,
a 10 is average, a 13 is perfectly fine.
Okay. I was gonna say,
know,
like,
but-
Lewis kind of just, like, points out, like, a little detail. You may wanna add a little bit more makeup there.
Get off my shoulder, Lou.
No,
No, it's all good.
but, kind of going back on topic, Lewis is kind of just, like, has a slight look of, it's a mixture of emotions. It seems like he's a little bit more, like, relieved that he's figuring out what he's doing with the thing. But at the same time, there's still an uneasiness about him.
Sora's eyes narrow, looking at you, but she has something forming in her head, but she doesn't know what to say yet, but something's coming. But you see that look in her eye.
It's less a partnership and more me reigning in a rabbit. A out-of-control dog, I guess is the best way to put it.
What kind of stuff does he say to you? Is it
As you
like
say that, he
encouraging
kind of
or?
like winces. I'd
Okay,
prefer not to say.
Lewis, as you say, you prefer not to say. You hear the creature in your ear. Tell them how they're doomed. Tell them how it pull you into a dream again soon. But this time you'll be contending with something far more dangerous than the first time. Tell them the truth. You're their guardian, are you not? Their protector. But you really let their lives be wasted for some sense of privacy or pride. Tell them everything.
Hey, Lewis, you okay?
Hello? Earth to old man.
He kind of just like shakes his head for a moment and just like an uneasy smile comes over his face. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, spaced out a bit.
Okay.
And that's
Well,
a hard
that doesn't change.
perception.
That doesn't change what we asked though. Like, what kind of stuff does he say?
Sorry. I can't say. And his body language is reading is closed off.
All right. Can't get him to open up to us at all, especially with no drinks around.
Lewis, you're lucky you were an NPC.
Right, so the dragon's racist. Okay, so you can't say I respect that. How do I look, by the way?
Very pretty.
Not often.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No, I was kind of going for the more of like the hunched hag look.
But the problem is the stress lines only make him look mysterious and charming.
Okay,
Wait,
well,
you
hey,
said pretty
when-
though. Wait,
well, to somebody you might look pretty, but I just tried to make you look as close to Lewis as possible. Just the female version.
what?
Oh, born from the Phoenix, praise Inferno.
Fine, whatever keeps me okay.
You look fine. You look fine.
But I would really love to have some drinks and take one of those really nice baths again.
Yeah, and we're just gonna ignore the whispering dragon god until what?
He is not ready to talk to us about it yet.
Okay, no, I get it, but when do we like talk about it? I just want to know, Lewis. Like, you just like when's a good time you think is gonna be time to talk about it?
Yeah, Lewis, we're all really wondering the answer to that question. It's not good to hold stuff in. Really just got to let stuff off your chest and out of your mind.
Let's try to get these lessons over with first.
Oh, now he pulls the teacher card.
There's no
Low
use
blow,
rolling
man,
in something
low
we
blow.
can't control right now. Focus on what's ahead. Simple as that.
Well, at the very least, I hope the dragon thinks I am very lovable and very charming. And she, like, blinks a couple times innocently and then follows after Clamdor.
Lewis just like kind of rolls his eyes with a slight smirk on his face.
your arm that transformed into the black dragon arm. It's itchy. You could see portions of your skin, the hair, just patching into a dark, kind of wet swirl, like oil is overcoming it, but it retracts just as soon as it appears, like you're seeping the creature.
I'm honestly not I don't think Lewis would probably notice all that much. He'd probably just like unconsciously scratch at it.
Okay. And Phoenix, while you're kind of examining that weapon, you can give me an investigation.
You can have a point of inspiration, Phoenix.
Don't.
I have one left over.
Okay.
Well, we can also identify it later on.
Oh,
You wanna save your
She's
inspiration?
not looking for an identification.
You also
She
have to
looks
consider
for
it's technology, so identify doesn't actually work on technology. It's not
I have
magical.
the appraiser's eye installed in Jenkins too, if I wanted.
I'm also going to gonna ask you to roll again.
Lol.
Thank
I still
you.
got 2 more uses. I may as well make use of it.
Thank
There
you
we
so
go.
much, Lewis.
No worries. He just like lightly taps on like whatever looks like a weird mechanism, and it kind of just like sort of lights up, but then it immediately shuts down again.
You can see that the entire thing seems to be a replica of whatever it was originally. Someone built this back together but wasn't able to get over its installation requirement that attaches them to singular creatures for use. As for what it can do, I will give you the proper statistics for the weapon, and the rest of you can continue RPing while I fetch there.
And she's also trying to figure out if she could make it compatible with Jenkins.
Now that will take you a few days to figure out, not a single walk.
Steal my gun?
Oh, I wouldn't take it without your permission. I mean, do you think Fire Inferno wants you to have it?
I mean, it was it was given to me. I don't know.
What
We'll see.
would
We'll
you
see how
make
it all-
a
we'll see how it works
bargain
out.
for?
Let me think about it. You can still play. You can play with it for a little bit.
Oh, I see. You want me to make it so you can use it and then give it back to you, huh?
Sometimes the best way to understand how things work is to use them, right? So I could just always attune to it and then just start blasting away.
You could. I prefer to take things apart to figure them out, reverse engineer them, but if you want it, and she holds it up towards you.
No, I said you can do your tinkering thing. It's more of a curiosity for you right now.
All right. Thanks.
Maybe you can make your own little doodad. Or a thingamabob. What are they?
What? I think they call it what? Who's it? Sometimes.
A gizmo.
She's gonna yell out, "Hey, Clamdor, how much of this did you fuck with and how much of it's original?"
Well, I don't have that kind of relationship with my weapon, but if you're asking me how I built them, in that case, I would tell you that from the ground up, from scratch, the scrapes of the war, of course.
So this whole entire thing is your creation and not any of it comes from a different civilization far, far away?
Well, all of it comes from a different civilization, but it was completely destroyed. I put it back together from, as you would call, scraps, metal heaps and junk, but it's made to be exactly like they made it.
Got it. Judith, she hands it back to you. She just she is giving it back to you and she is not going to take no for an answer.
You don't tell me what it does or anything like that?
I mean,
That's
we
okay.
saw what it does.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Sora shoulders Judith a little bit. I am sensing a lot of hostility from Phoenix towards Clamdor, and I'm not sure why. I thought they would be like best buds kind of thing.
Why? She's been voicing how she doesn't like Clamdor this entire time since we've met her.
I know, and it makes sense to a point. Maybe.
They're also standing right here.
Well,
You guys are whispering, right?
well, Sora is.
That's a loud ass whisper.
I know it's a loud whisper.
I don't.
I thought we were all in a group. Sorry.
I can't tell the loudness of the mic, but
Yeah,
I know.
whispering. But yeah, I mean, Clemdor's oblivious to it. If it's more obvious, he might pick up on Phoenix's attitude towards him, but he's super oblivious to it. You think his mind is always on something else.
Yeah, there's something else there, but maybe we don't talk about it like Lewis's, and then we'll figure it out down the line.
By the way, when you guys are talking, because this is relevant to your topic, you see Clamdor stop. And he stares back at you all. And then he just collapses to the floor, changing from what appears to be a man in his late 30s, early 40s to a man well into his 80s, 90s, if we're going to use human years for it. And he just kind of falls on the floor and passes out.
Wait, Clam immediately rushes forward, tries to grab him before he hits the ground.
He must have had an illusion on him this whole time.
Phoenix, what'd you do?
Oh, I didn't do nothing. Don't give me that credit. You notice she does not run to him. She just, when everybody stops, she stopped walking and she just stays there.
Amber kind of looks at Phoenix. Wait, is it because you're
didn't do
jealous?
nothing. Of him? No. Somebody tend to him.
I
We
don't
need
know.
our teacher.
I don't know what to do. I've never seen rapid aging before.
Damn it, what the hell have you been working with? And
Maybe
just
one of this-
Lewis kind of goes through basic medical procedures
Yeah,
just
sure.
to try to read his signs.
In medicine
Wait.
check, you do have exhaustion currently.
You can take him to his shop.
Yeesh.
You can't see, but it's obvious to Lewis that if he does not render better aid, he will die.
See what's on him. Maybe something like turned off.
Right,
Okay.
right.
I'll start helping dig through the pockets.
All right, you guys can give me your choice of perception, investigation, or medicine.
Investigation.
Okay, perception my end.
The both of you working together, you kind of see some vials on them. They look like they have like ink for a quill or something. But unraveling the code, because Lewis knew him for a long time, and Judith's pristine investigation, you guys think that it's some type of medicine. It looks like poison, but you guys did exceptionally well evaluating everything he had.
Maybe just give him some more medicine.
Is there a syringe or is it bottoms up?
Hold his head up. Don't try and shake him too much, and Sora will try and prop him up.
What if it's done with a suppository?
Yeah, check for any kind of device first. Quickly.
I'll look for a device.
All right, yeah, you guys are using those same skills. Eventually, you find a device, but it's far too complicated for anyone not skilled in Tinker's tools.
Hey, Phoenix!
Phoenix, help!
She reluctantly comes over.
You're up.
Please, he may not last too much more. We don't know what this does.
She kind of stares down at him. Really? Really? And she kneels down and does what she has to do.
So have you ever seen Arcane, Sakura?
Yeah.
Remember that thing he was doing with the eye? This is why you need to be proficient in this tool. No one's gonna think to inject him in the eye. Gotta inject him in the eye with this
God.
serum.
Oh, God, that freaked me out when I watched it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do here. Splice this thing directly into his eye. Whatever reason.
It's
What
edgy.
skill with Tinker's tools?
Well, intelligence is finer because this is certainly you relying on your brains with this device.
I'll give you an
Yeah.
inspiration.
We're gonna need it.
Only if you want to.
I don't
Hey,
want.
Could I
Phoenix.
assist with alchemy tools or?
Phoenix, you don't question yourself. You got this. I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
While you're sitting there, Emerald, he has 2 vials. I don't know if you want to take one of his vials. I don't know how rare they are, but later there could be an alchemy to kind of discern what properties, but you wouldn't be able to just look at it and know.
Sure, I'll take one.
Okay, so you just kind of slip one in your pocket. Do you want to sleight of hand just in case people are gonna be like, "Don't steal the last vial of medicine"? He only has 2 in total. One Phoenix is about to administer him.
No, I just pick it up and pocket it.
Heard.
As she uses her left hand to hold his eyelids open and like make the hole to the eye bigger, uses the right hand to carefully position this gadget. She just looks at him as, I do not enjoy this. With the bardic.
Yeah, so the bardic comes out. There you go.
All right, so yeah, you administer it excellently. Open right in the eye. And it doesn't come through immediately. He looks at you and he just goes, "Can't be you."
She gets up and walks away.
Wait. Don't leave.
I saved your fucking life. Leave me alone.
Oh man. I don't know what I did to hurt my mother. And he folds up his legs into his chest and he lays on the floor. "I'm sorry, Mom."
Yo, Clem, snap out of it. Slightly taps his cheek.
"I know you. You're Lewis.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the front lines. The dragon god's gonna attack again. Tyrandrum."
What the hell are you talking about? That happened, like, years ago.
No, let's get him home.
"I'm Clamdor, by the way. It's nice to meet you, Lewis. I heard a lot of things about you and the Tangled."
His eyes, like, widen for a brief moment before softening, kind of registering what's going on.
"It's E. Clamdor, by the way. Eugene. Engineer. I'm a failure of a person. The other day when I was working on stuff, I saw a roach and it turned into a rat. There's gonna be fireworks tomorrow."
Lewis, you are his closest friend at the moment. Can you take him home?
People shouldn't see him like this.
Yeah. And Lewis just, like, props him on his back, just, like, as secure as possible. Right.
You as you walk off with him, he leaves the rest of the party. He engages you in a series of different things. It's complicated to keep up with. I don't know if you engage him maybe for peace of mind or if you just ignore him, but he does ramble on to you. But when you leave with him, what does the other groups kind of catch on this entire event as the rest of you walk?
Sora would stare after them for a while before her head and her eyes would slowly go over to Phoenix, wherever she would be at the moment.
She's not far. She just walked like 10 feet away.
You just see Sora look at you for a long moment, her eyes just kind of trained on you. She has this look on her face like, I know more than what's going on. But she doesn't say it, but she turns to Amrud and Judith. Today has gotten a bit heavier than I expected. I am still going to go back to the Harpy and take a long, nice bath with the finest wine I can get. and she would turn and start heading back to the Harpy.
Well, that got sad.
It got sad really quickly.
Yep.
Are you sad?
Nope.
Do you need a hug?
Mm-mm.
Okay. good.
Actually,
Oh.
I do have this. He takes out the vial. So we can kind of figure out whatever is going on with that.
In good hands. That's good. You can figure out whatever. Who knows? Maybe that'll come in handy down the road as well. Good grab.
Thank you. You know, we didn't talk since I've been back, really.
What's there to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, I just hoped you didn't. I don't know. I don't like people feeling sad or whatever because I was gone.
Judith is kind of like just looks away, like as like looking at the group as they're kind of walking away, and then looks back to Amrit and says, "You know, I don't really handle death too well, I guess, because there wasn't a moment when I didn't think that you could come back. Honestly, I mean, you being a clone, I thought maybe there's a way that we could still get you back regardless. So, if you hadn't been able to come back from Clamdor, I probably would have went to Mothborn and tried to figure out a way to get you back that way. So, I'm happy this was the easier way."
Sure, but that would have been suicide.
Nah, I don't know about that. It would have been hard. It would have been terrifying, very dangerous. But for you, it would be well worth it.
Even a clone?
Oh, especially a clone. I like clones. I've learned in the last, recently that I like clones more than I like most people. So, hey, look at that.
Yeah, the original is a piece of work.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. But that's okay. Maybe we might get to meet more of you, and then, the next one that we meet is an even more of a softie than you.
Oh, then you'd replace me.
No. No one can replace you, Amrit. You know that you're special to everyone in our group, to me. That's something you don't have to worry about.
Sure.
Unless he's green and he's very handsome, that might change some things up. I don't know.
All right. Let's head on back.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yes. Okay. No. Just what size neck do you have? What is that? And I'll just like continue like
What?
talking, like kind of like looking at, kind of getting like different sizes of you as I'm kind of talking, like, oh yeah, without letting on anything.
Necks have size.
Yeah, you don't size your neck. Like, here. I have a measuring tape here from my disguise kit. Here, hold on. Oh wow, that many inches. That's a good sign. That means you're gonna live long in life.
Okay.
Here, let me get your wrist. Okay, here we go. Your arms. Okay, this is great.
Listen, if it's for like a drag show, I'll do it. Do I look good or not?
Oh, yes. You're the hag look. Yeah, it is. It's not my best work, I'll be honest, but that's okay.
Would I
I'll try
slay or
again.
not?
You could slay the retirement home. That's for sure.
Fuck.
Don't worry. I'll do a better job tomorrow.
I'm heading back.
Yeah.
And he like stomps back to the harpy.
She walks with.
Excellent. And you guys trail Lewis, you're exhausted and I'm just out of his mind, so no check needed for you, Phoenix, as you're trailing at a great distance. Lewis got his hands full, and obviously Clander's in no position to. He tells you, he looks at you, and he just goes, "Hey, what's your name again?"
Miss Lewis.
Ah, Lewis. Yeah, yes. Just tell me, and I really mean this. Just be honest with me. Is it gonna get worse?
What will?
Don't play stupid with me, Doctor. Little thing,
You'll be fine.
using the technology, a little bead you found in my head. Size of a pea, was it? It's big for me. I'm a small creature. Come on, Doctor, shoot it to me straight. I'm a man of exact and reason. And I like numbers that equate to exact outcomes and specifics. I need the details, not the walk around. Give it to me, Doctor. Come on. I'm paying you good money here.
You'll do fine. Got another 50 years in you at least.
Ha! Knew it. Good. Oh, I'm worried because I can't let her down.
Let her down.
You're looking good today, Lydia. You did something with your hair? You're taller than me.
There's like a slight sad smirk across his face. Yeah, tried some stuff out.
Now, I know you hate when I get like this, but there's no way you're going into work today. You're going to take care of my child. I'm feeling it. It's going to be a boy. I'm telling you right now. If it's a boy, oh, I could tell it's going to be a boy. Maybe something like Griffin. No. There's that dump downtown called Griffin. Something bird related for sure. Oh, Lydia. I know that. Don't worry. The doctor told me everything's going to be all right. This thing in my head is not going to be a problem.
That's good to hear.
I'm feeling good. Besides, even if it is, I'll just make something up. And then you see he's crying as he's walking with you. He starts crying.
Lewis doesn't address it and just keeps walking forward toward the tower.
When you guys get like really close to the tower, it's been like a 15-20 minute walk in addition to what's already been done. He tells you, he just goes, "He told me to be all right, Doctor. Now you're telling me it's twice the size." I got a kid on the way, you know. And just between me and you already know the deal. I always tell everyone, ask their mother about me. But until I met Lydia, I was a virgin. She's the only lady I ever slept with. I can't let her down. If I'm going to bring something into this world, it's going to be something beautiful, something amazing. But the way this is going, I can barely remember my own name when I'm off my serum. How can I raise a kid under such conditions, Doctor?
What serum?
Yeah. Alright. So tangled, huh? Wow, you've come a long way, Lewis. You've come a long way. And you get him back close to the facility. I don't know if Phoenix would ever engage prior to that, but you are getting nearing his domain / behind his doors, etc.
Yeah, Lewis is slowed down just because of the immense time and distance and whatnot. Phoenix will be gaining on you. Not that she's like trying to catch up, but just the difference. And she won't be far behind once you get there. She's saying, "Here, let me get the door."
He looks a bit surprised seeing you. It's like, I thought you were heading back to the Hoppy.
No, don't know if you might need my hands again to keep this guy alive.
Who are you? I know you from somewhere.
He's senile. Here, she pushes the door open.
Man, there's a bunch of goats just looking at you guys.
Thanks. Heads inside. And goes through just like whatever basic security measures Clemdor inevitably put in this place.
Yeah, you deactivate them. He would have given you the workaround, how to do it, how to manage it. And you do get him inside his base. Let's go ahead and if we're gonna be there, there's the Mine Eyes token on the map. You guys back inside there. He looks at you and he goes, "Oh, I think, yeah, the machine, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go and turn this machine on. Then I'll be better. That's why I built this place after all."
Do we want to let him touch anything in his current state?
I at least trust him enough to understand his own things, even if he's like this.
Okay. She takes a step back.
Ladies always underestimate me. They don't know that your boy gets around, Lewis. He gets around indeed. I think I'm on lady 300. Can you imagine how many kids I get out there? He starts tapping on the machines and stuff. I'm thinking one day there'd be an entire nation of clamdoors. Eugene engineers.
God help us.
He spins this wheel. He beats on a button to the left and then two on to the right. You see him spin it the opposite way, and it looks like he's driving a freaking car for our minds. He's going crazy. Steam spits out of this, and a door opens up. See you on the other side. And it goes in there, and the center of it, you can just hear it shaking like a freaking dryer or washer machine that's got some metal bits or something in it. It's rattling like crazy. And after a while, you see comes back out looking much younger again.
Welcome back.
Where'd I go? Sometimes I take these trips during the day. It's like a dream. But don't worry, Clamdoor's got everything under control.
Wait, you don't remember anything that happened just now?
Yeah, you guys just kicked ass at the academy, and now, assuming we get those funds, I'll be able to give you the full force of everything I've built in my lifetime. I'm feeling good about all this, real good, smooth like. The name's Clamdoor, if you forgot, Lewis. E. Clamdoor, engineer. I'm gonna go take a sleep now, or is it slept? I'm gonna invent a dictionary.
Well, I guess you didn't need me after all. He looks good to go.
As you're kind of looking at Lewis, you notice that his hand is clenched and along with his teeth, and he's shaking slightly. Clam, get your ass over here.
Yep. What's going on? What's with the tone, buddy?
What have you been up to?
What do you mean what I've been up to? I've been up to what I've been up to. I'm making shit that's gonna save this world. Come on, Lewis. Why are you coming at me like a square?
Destroying you.
Now, come on now. Be fair. We're all limited by our mortality. You should know better than anyone. Humans age so fast, they're like a candle versus a torch like the rest of us. I'm just trying to make the most of my time. I could save a lot of lives out there. And if I gotta be a little cocky along the way, I'll be a little cocky.
What the hell is this machine? Gesturing toward the giant thing in the center.
Now, some say that it's a solar panel device mechanism designed to infiltrate natural light into its core, to which it then folds a few times over, forming particles of life, to which is the key to all domains. But me, I just call it the helper. But you see it, mends wounds, restores body parts. Not always. I'm not going to test that on that arm of yours. Besides, I've got technology I'd like to see that arm used first. You see, this thing brought back your friend Amra. It was rather expensive, I'll add. Don't worry. When metal rained, they did some good for the world, leaving behind technology like this. Now, of course, I would prefer they not have attacked at all. They've advanced us hundreds of years.
I'm gonna do an intelligence check just to see if I could somewhat understand what the fuck he just said. Nope.
You're hearing me sound like yada 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 yada.
Yes, science.
And then when he's done explaining to you, he's just like, exactly. It's just as simple as that. Your ABCs, your 1 + 1 = 2. Except sometimes with this strange technology, 1 + 1 is 10. But we don't need to get into the deep of it all, do we? In any case, I'm doing quite fine. Why? Did I have an episode? Sometimes I have episodes. Please tell me I didn't have an episode.
You went forward in age a bit.
Ah, shit. Well, just between me and you, brother, this process I go through, it sets me in a mindset as well as a memory and knowledge of my current age, about 150 years ago. I'm able to recollect new information since this transformation, but everything in between is lost to me. Can't remember jack shit. That's okay. It's a little bit of a gap there, but luckily I documented enough of Metal Rain that I know a thing or two. And I'm learning new stuff every day. So there's a little bit of a gray area there. Maybe one day that'll change, but until then, I'm a wild firecracker.
He has just a serious expression across his face as he's listening to him.
Don't worry about me. Hey, by the way, there's one name you get around a lot more than me. Usually I'm just locked up in this one name that bothers me a lot. Can you look into a name Lydia? For some reason, it's always in my head, but I don't know who the hell they are. It's always in my head.
He's quiet for a moment.
Now, seriously though, I'm gonna go to sleep because if I did have an episode, that's probably why I feel lightheaded. You see blood running down his beard.
Yeah.
Hey, don't toy with shit in here. This place could literally glass. Nah, never mind. I won't say it.
Got it.
Just don't touch it.
Phoenix is gonna walk up and touch something. Like, not like push any buttons or anything, but she's gonna touch it just because he said not to.
So yeah, you touch it and the button, do you press an extra button or just kind of just touch the machine?
No,
itself?
no. She just like touches the desk or the platform or whatever. She doesn't touch anything important.
Jenkins looks at you and he goes, Jenkins. Like one of those shocked Lagasse Jenkins. Jenkins.
Lewis kind of just like slowly moves toward the wall and just like leans against it. It just slowly slides back down as he just like sits down, one leg extended, one pulled in. Damn reckless idiot.
Phoenix is going to walk around with her finger out, like along the wall or the staircase here, just dragging her finger along the wall.
When you do, the wall kind of shines. Operation Egg activated.
What the hell?
Illusion. Hey. Now, I'm not sure if we chose a name for you or not, but it's me, Eugene. Yeah, I'm kind of your dad. Anyways, if you're seeing this, then I probably wasn't able to tell you myself. But yeah, your old man's a genius in some eyes, but he's still limited to his field. Something's growing in my head. But I want you to know that if something happens to me, This entire place is gonna be yours. Yeah, I'm sure you probably don't want something. You know what I mean? You're not even born yet. You don't even know what wants are. Hopefully you don't accidentally stumble upon this place when you're like 2 or 3, because I might not be able to reset this message because I'm not gonna remember jack shit, apparently. But don't worry, I can fix anything. I'm Mr. Fix It. In any case, this entire facility is under your command. Anything you desire here can be fulfilled. But I'm sure that, don't worry, this thing, it ain't gonna beat me. I survived so much in my life. A little tiny knot in my head ain't gonna keep me down. Just want to say I love you a lot. We don't have a name chosen out yet, but I do know it's going to be something bird. Any case, sure. Put this up back. Your mom's coming. Oh shit. Don't worry, I'll be right out, Lydia. And then the illusion, which is actually a piece of technology, so you would maybe assume it might be illusion, or Lewis would, but it is literally just like a video recording being just projected, and it ends.
She is looking around for something to throw.
Lewis is there. I mean, there's also stuff on the floor and junk.
She will pick something up and she will just scream and throw it at the illusion. No, you did not name me, you fucker. My mom did. My mom named me. It's the only thing I have of her. You asshole. I don't want your shit. Don't want your last name, and it's followed me all around most of my life. Ah! She turns around and realizes she isn't alone. Kind of sighs.
There's just a sad look across Lois's face.
She kicks. She'll walk over and kick whatever it was that she had thrown earlier. I hate him. He did not love me. He had his chance. No, my mom's best friend raised me. He had nothing to do with me, and I don't want that asshole to get one lick of I'm so angry right now. I am going to be amazing because I am Phoenix. I am not going to be amazing because of his blood that runs through my veins. I do not do this stuff because I'm a fucking clam door. I do this because I'm Phoenix. She punches Jenkins.
Jenkins look at you. Phoenix?
I'm sorry, Jenkins. I'm sorry. She's trying to fix him. I mean, she didn't dent him anyway, but she's trying to fix him. I'm sorry. She's going to stomp up the stairs.
Jenkins pushes Lewis, just pushing him towards the stairs, just to watch over you.
Lewis just gives Jenkins a nod and follows her.
He assumes guard duty over climb doors door, only because he doesn't know what to do right now. Phoenix is kind of not commanding him, and he's kind of a little startled. He doesn't really have emotions, but I mean, to an extent, I'd imagine he has some kind of function, right?
Yeah.
I will move you upstairs, and then I'll move the eye upstairs too. The moment you walk upstairs, you hear your name was never put into the system, so it just says, "Welcome, hatched egg. Please insert name." Floating in front of you is a keyboard as you see a beautiful telescope. Is that these? I always mix them up. Yeah, it's a telescope. Okay. And the room lights up when you come in.
Oh, sorry. I'm just now scrolling up.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I should have probably did a drag thing. So there's a thing floating in front of you to insert your name and your password. It just calls you hatched egg.
She's gonna test it. She's gonna say, Lydia.
Access granted. Insert password for Lydia.
Phoenix.
Password. Existing account. Accepted. And, you see that the entire room, you kind of have a neural link to it. You can feel the telescope as if you could turn it on with your mind. You could have this chair come swivel to you, and you can just roll on back. The tea here could begin brewing itself. The notes in this room, there's little tiny page turners that are mechanisms. They don't have minds of their own, but they'll turn the page to whatever you want.
This enrages her so much because she has been fighting her last name forever, and now everything is like, oh hey, because of your last name you can be amazing, but she is not wanting to accept it. She is so pissed off even more.
But while you're pissed, you can learn a little bit more about Lydia because the tea kettle over here automatically fills up with lily tea is what it's called. And it has a nice aroma to it. You could assume that the system thinks that you are Lydia at this moment. The new account is still halted on the hatched egg. You never actually signed it into your own.
She's gonna glance down at the notes.
It's I would say it's a foreign language to you because it's a foreign language to Clamdor, but because he's trying to learn the medical field. So you can make a medicine check on it. It's really obvious he's trying to dismantle this thing in his head. It's too difficult. The check was almost impossible. A natural 20 might have not sufficed more than you just understanding exactly what he's trying to evaluate. But yeah.
Hey computer, do you talk to me?
Yes.
How long has it been since Lydia's been here?
It has been exactly 67 years.
What did she do last time she was here?
The system gets confused. It thinks you're Lydia, but then it processes the code a few times. You could see it almost like a loading thing in your head. This is still extremely advanced. So even though you're an artificer, this stuff is next level even for you, and for Lewis, it's not even something he can comprehend at the moment.
Yeah, she thinks she's hallucinating or something right now.
But as you're talking to the system, it eventually locks in. Okay, we're talking to the right person here, so we'll just answer the questions. Maybe they want to get a data check. Last time you were here, Lydia, you had a fight with Clamdor because he forgot who you were.
How often does this happen to us?
At first, it was once a year. Then it became once every few months, then a month, then a week, then a day, then an hour, then a minute. Steps have been taken. You've made it your life work to see your husband cured. Unfortunately, you've also erased.
She just plops on the ground. Walls are down. She's just in a moment.
Lewis?
Did he kill her? Is whatever the fuck is in his head, is that what killed my mom? Sindra wouldn't tell me. She couldn't talk about it. She'd make me a dessert. She'd make me a bowl of soup. She'd tell me how much I look like her. She'd tell me how I remind her of her all the time, but she wouldn't talk about it. Did he kill my mom?
Lewis just sits beside Phoenix and just looks up to the air, just being there for her. Not saying a single word.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense, right? But I love my aunt. I trust her. She stood in when no one else would. She looks to you, Lewis. Do you know she ain't even really my freaking aunt? She is my mom's best friend. Like, I don't have any, like, blood family, but she's just. She starts wringing her hands. I can't accept this. I can't. So many times, like, I used to dream of being admitted to the universities, and they wouldn't take me because I come from nothing. I have no money to pay my way in. And if that jerk would have been involved, I could have done so much more. But no, this is too much. This is too much. She stands. I hope he gets better. I don't wish bad on anybody, but I'm sorry, I can't be here right now. And she will walk out.
As she starts walking out, Lewis just extends his arms open, kind of just like looking away, but his body language is just open. It kind of looks like he's like doing the motion for a hug, but he's not really saying anything, and it looks extremely awkward.
Sorry.
A friend of mine used to try to comfort me whenever I would be not exactly in the best state of mind. Least I could do is try to help in the same way for you.
You know what? I think I know what will help. She's going to march back down the stairs. Sorry to make us map hop so much. Stare for a minute, like stop in front of that door that leads out as if she was going to leave, but then she's going to continue over to Clamdoor's bedroom.
What are you trying to do?
Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt him. Can she open the door?
I mean, when you walk next to it, it goes, Lydia, access granted. He's in his bed just sleeping now.
Wake up, you son of a bitch.
Huh? Who's there?
Lydia. What happened to her?
Lydia. That name is so familiar to me.
It's in your programs in your lair here. What happened to her? Don't tell me you don't remember her.
Cerebrum. Lydia. Access denied. Huh. I built this thing and yet it's denying me access. It's very interesting. And you're Lydia?
No. Lydia was my mother.
Oh. Well, it's awkward because usually I'll tell people to ask your mom about me, but seems like you already did that part. But who am I to you and who am I to Lydia then?
She just grits her teeth. She started to say something. You know what? That's good. I was denied her growing up. You should only be denied her as well.
Hey, what's that mean?
What did you do to her? She'll
I-
turn around in the doorway.
I don't. The name, it feels important, and clearly you think I've wronged her, but I'll find out.
Phoenix will walk towards him and push him.
Oh, hold on, young lady.
You impregnated her, you idiot. And
I've-
then you weren't around.
I've never slept with a girl my entire life, despite what I always say. You better not tell anyone.
Ask your mother about me. The whole freaking city celebrates you like you're some kind of hero. But I know what you are. You are not a hero. You are a selfish piece of shit.
No, I'm a kid. No, you. Oh, what have I done?
She's gonna touch this thing. Run her finger around the edge of it.
It just kind of, it doesn't activate, but it glows like it's tracing your finger on it. Louis, you didn't tell me I had a kid. You know, I don't know much in the last 100 years.
I don't know either.
If she's my kid and she's mad at me, you know, it's the beat in my head. It's medical. It's nothing I can do about it. But I gotta make this right. If that's mine. Never had something like that before. And to think I failed. Failed her and her mother. Is there credence to this person? Are they trustworthy? Could they just be, is this some type of cruel prey?
No, he's not that type of person.
I see. We need to get to the bottom of this Lydia thing. The name is stronger than even my condition. I'm holding on to it. There's no history in it, and the machines locked me out. See, Cerebrum was designed to protect Elder Irv. If it's denied me access, it would be impossible for even me to get access to it. We'll have to get great minds. Perhaps someone else can penetrate the code. But it will have learned my every attempt, and I'm sure I probably tried and forgot. A new project. Oh, I gotta train the students. But she is a student. Hell, you are too. Things just got a lot more complicated.
As he starts to walk forward, Lewis just like places his hand on the top of his head, like his fingers against his forehead, and just slowly pushes him back into the room. You need to get some rest, man.
Yeah, you're right. This is. Then you see him pull out a syringe. This will help me. Yeah, this will help. Relieve my stress. Sometimes my heart gets worked up, even in this younger form. What did this young form cost? Maybe I'm better off in the old form, but I don't remember anything when I get back into this form. Maybe I should just stay whatever I am. Or maybe that guy's a failure too. Tell me, how am I when I'm the other one? Because here, everything feels good, everything feels right, but clearly I've made mistakes. No, I'll sleep. We'll talk. I'll sleep it off. But damn it, I can't sleep. You're telling me I've got a kid out there? And I'm sitting around the streets acting a fool?
Please. Get some rest.
Persuasion. He's kind of worked up. He's emotional right now. It's not possible. I've never even. Never mind. I mean, I must have.
Considering the situation, would I be able to use Aaron's excellence on myself?
Sure.
Got it. Advantage. Popping an inspo.
It'd be a flat,
So it'd be
flat
roll,
roll.
19.
Yeah, 19. Fine. I'll sleep on it, but something ain't right. I would never hurt anyone. Maybe the other me would. I'm fine, Lewis. I've always trusted you. Lock down the facility. Take care of Phoenix.
Will do.
And now he closes his door. You can hear him crying. And his room is getting... He's probably getting rest soon, but the door's locked. And you know there's no hope of getting that door open unless you can hack the door. But you can just hear him flip his desk and stuff, and he's slamming and breaking his chair. Who the hell am I? Who am I? But it's faint, so it's a whisper for you. So for someone like where Phoenix is, you would be able to hear, but you can just hear a whisper. Who the fuck am I?
Lewis just puts his hands in his pockets, closes his eyes for a brief moment, and lightly taps his head on the wall. Takes a deep breath, and opens his eyes again as he walks toward Phoenix.
And I want the two of you to give me a closing scene before I go to the others and close out for the night.
So Phoenix has just got tension all through her body. Her fists are clenched at the side of her. There's like a wall of tears in her eyes as she is trying so hard to not let down, because if she cries, he wins. But man, if you touched her, she would totally melt like butter.
Takes a step forward, sits down, and opens his arms, but doesn't touch you physically.
Jenkins pushes you into her.
God damn it. I would have just said I'm here for you if you need me.
She will like curl up into a little ball. I'm imagining probably fall to the floor because she doesn't have the strength to stand. And not like hard, but just like with little energy, hit against your chest a little bit. I hate him. Don't know what he did to her. Of all the things I did not give him credit for, I didn't think he would be the one that did my mother in. This isn't fair. It's not right. He gets all this shit, all this prestige. We had nothing. My family is like being hunted. My cousin is dead. My aunt, my other cousin fled. One's trying to make it right. We struggled. He has everything. I have nothing. No mom. No dad. No nothing.
Lewis, with Phoenix just resting up against him, in probably her weakest state in a long time. His face is just soft. You don't have nothing. You still have the people that are still alive after all. I mean, you still got us. And more importantly, you're still alive. There's no such thing as having nothing. No matter how much it feels like it. We're all dealt hands that we honestly prefer that we didn't have. But we just gotta play with them and see where it goes. And sometimes you've managed to figure out the right way to do it. And sometimes not. But all you could do was push forward and just hope for the best.
End scene with her just crying.
And he would just start to slowly relax his body and just be there for her. Staring up at the roof and just letting out one deep sigh.
And the two of you in this room, when words have run its course, little else can be said to change the mood or the time even. Ember slowly leaves. And this scene is set. But on other news, very briefly, in a completely different mood as well, rest of you have arrived back at the Harpy. You guys there? Oh, hold on. Get out. James, you're not there. When you guys walk into the Harpy, there is laughter and cheering, and people are going crazy. There's no way the other class can do better than us. Yeah, you almost beat the infiltrator by yourself, Dando. You see Creed goes, we all went down for the count. There we are. We feat the final room. Oh, yes. None of us have the strength to fight left except for Dando. And he almost 1v1's the infiltrator. Oh my god, there's no way the other class could beat the bonus mission. But Dando right there, head on. Oh, that was exciting, Dando. You truly are a treasure. Dando's on a table dancing and drinks are being poured up. Let me get the MIA viewer. As they're just like all praising him for almost beating the infiltrator one-on-one after the team was exhausted from the bout.
Judith sees them all like having a good time, and she just takes a photo because this is a nice little moment.
And go ahead.
Is smiling and looking at Dondo as she limps, using the quarterstaff to get herself over to the seat next to Quill. Oh, oof. Ah, I am owed some drinks.
Look at this one, everyone. Probably didn't even get to the infiltrator. He's a high five to Creed, but Creed's hand, like you see him, his hand is really red. He's like, you said a single tear.
Creed, are you okay? What happened?
He's been high fiving me all day. It hurts. It hurts.
You must be very impressed with him, Tasha.
Yeah. Who, Dando? I mean, he's a great warrior.
So much so that maybe you could ever consider maybe taking him out on a date sometime.
A date? Dando? He's got the mind of a 10-year-old child.
But the body of a god.
Yeah. Awkward, but not wrong.
Well, no, it's related. So you see, she like flexes.
Oh. In any case, I mean, he's cool, but like I said before, besides, he doesn't have any respect for women.
I'm working on that with him. But there's always more room for growth. Because your little sister made it past the bonus round.
Dando's dancing on the ceiling. He's just like swinging his tail back and forth on the ceiling. I almost beat it. I almost beat it. Huh? He drops down, slamming down onto the table. What'd you say, little girl?
Sora hops up next to him. This little girl beat the hell out of that infiltrator.
And Alexia's like leans back onto the bar she was actually cooking for them because she thought that they did excellent. And they did do excellent. But Daniel looks at you and he puffs his chest up and he's like, "Did you stunning strike it? Oh boy, I bet you stunning striked it. Oh, I knew I should have held on to some more of that inner energy of mine."
Didn't need it. I went feral.
Here, I have a photo. Look.
Show
and
me.
I'll pull up the photo and I'll slide it down the line there.
This is minor illusion, isn't it? This is fake. This can't be real. No, but you didn't do it alone. Oh yes, you didn't do it alone. Oh great, good. Oh good.
Didn't you say Sora's vomiting?
Yes, so you would see Sora vomiting and she's getting back up.
There's no way.
Not my finest work.
Haha. You won because your group was better. And he looks down at his. If you guys could pull half your weight, half my weight, we could have taken it all. But instead I had to fight the infiltrator by myself. But you see a little jealous in it. He says so much jealous in his eyes. He's like laughing like a maniac.
Emerald like nudges Tasha like, I see your point.
Yes, truly.
Dondo.
Huh?
Down.
That's my name is Dondo.
You lost one time. You will win again.
That's not fair. I had to fight that thing alone. You still had your entire team.
Well, that's the thing, Dondo. At the end of the year, we all face the coming forces of darkness together. It does not matter if you can face it alone, because what's the point of fighting then?
Knew I should have just used my rune powers. Oh, damn it. And I told myself, if I only ever win because of my rune powers, then I'm not truly a warrior myself. Now, if I turn into that big ape, I could have taken it. So anyways, I saw you talking to Natasha Tamrian. So tell me, she willing to have my babies?
Sora looks at him.
We can hear you.
Oh, I'm yelling again. And Tasha's like, oh my. Okay, I'm going to bed.
Good night, Tasha.
I will admit defeat.
What did I
I'm
do
good.
wrong? What did I do this time?
It's very weird to yell that you want someone to have your babies when you're not even dating yet.
Well, then how the hell does anyone get kids around here if they don't bring it up first?
Sora just looks to Almond and Judith. Please take over. I give up.
Like how you have babies? Is that what you want to know?
He
I'm
sits
sure
on
there's
the
a book
table.
on it somewhere.
He sits on the table and looks at you, Judith, and goes, "Yeah, what are these good looks if I don't got the mind to back it up?" And he's flexing like really hard.
Yeah. You're flexing too much. I think that's the problem.
He sits back
Maybe
down.
if you just, maybe it might help you put on like a cloak so you cover it up so you don't even have to think about it. So then you can just like talk and it's not distracting. And maybe that might work. I don't know. You gotta practice talking to different people.
Just give
Or
me
just
this
say nothing
secret.
at all.
Just give me this secret formula. The female populace. Just do it. Judith, betray them all for me. Your friend Dando. I know there's a formula out there somewhere.
It
I'm
is.
sorry.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here, I'll pull out my notebook. And I'm gonna write on the piece of paper. I'm just gonna write. No one else can see what I'm writing. And I'm just gonna put E equals MC squared. And I cut it off and I give it to him. This is the formula. You figure this out.
What?
You will be swimming in the love of all women around.
And I can read.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud.
Oh, it's magic. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna keep talking to Creed. He's been giving me pointers how to capture the heart of a girl. All right, Creed, lay it down to me. Listen, Bendo, sometimes you just gotta be mean to them. Tomorrow, when Tasha's having breakfast, knock her plate off and be like, pick it up. Yeah, that always works. Just me.
Judith just kind of like looked at Alexia like, what the fuck?
Alexia looks at you, throws her hands up. Hey, students gonna be students. People are gonna be people. Dumbasses are gonna be dumbasses. And
they'll learn somehow.
I see Lewis has been taking care of the class well. How's he been doing for a new teacher?
Probably couldn't have had a better teacher, actually. He's great.
All tall words.
He's very, very inspiring. He's a good listener. He likes to let us make our own mistakes and learn lessons from that.
Yeah, I died and came back, so...
Yeah.
There you go. That's a positive. That shows great leadership.
Alexia puts her hands on Emerit's shoulder. And it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Specifically, it was on your watch, so...
yeah, don't remind me. Come on now. No one would. Ha! I'll flip the script. It was on my watch. One of my students, which your teacher knew, was a risk. But did you think to warn the person who slept next to the traitor?
Well, joke's on you because I do the whole...
Aha, now I don't feel as bad. Only because you came back. If you were still dead, I'd still feel bad. But since you're back alive, he slaps you on the back of your head and walks away.
Well...
That was great, Emerald. I think maybe, hang out with her a little bit. She might stab you in the back, too. Or the chest. I don't know where you were stabbed.
Quill looks at this.
Kind of like everywhere that day.
Quill gets involved in you guys' conversation. It's like I don't even exist anymore. I've been talking this entire time, but it's...
Oh, shit. I thought your cloak there was making... I couldn't see you.
Even Creed's getting more involved nowadays. It's me, Sora's true rival, not Bendo. I'm Sasuke.
What?
Real guitar. Alright, whatever. He walks away, and Creed is still giving Daniel advice. He's like, he shows, Daniel's like putting together a plate of food, and Daniel smacks him on the floor. Ha! Pick it up! Then he turns his head all real smirkful, and looks at him and just goes, see, just like that, Daniel. Deny her access to the god, and she will praise you. Daniel just says this like evil grin on his face. It's all coming together, Creed. I knew I could rely on my main man. And they go to sleep, and now the floor is... I'll let you guys each have a closing moment before we head out for the night. I'll start with Judith and Emerith, and I'll end with Sora for the night.
Yep, there it is. Our last defense against the forces of evil for all Elder Earth, right there.
Yeah, I really hope there are more groups than just the two of us, gonna be honest. Because, I mean, we'll be okay. I'm sure we have our own problems. Maybe there's the whole undead dragon god thing is a problem, but yeah, their group needs some help.
Well, I'll get drunk.
No, I don't. I don't drink, but I'm happy to. It's not the first time you've been drunk around me before. I'll be with you to spend, so you're not alone. I'll drink a lot of tea. I'll drink a lot of tea or something.
All right, you'll be up, I'll be down.
There you go.
I just get a bunch of glasses just for me.
I'll go and get the tea thing from over here. And I imagine we're just gonna kind of hang out for a while, like laugh, tell some stories, just have a relaxing evening.
And as that you guys just sitting there laughing, having fun, we go to the bathroom where Sora performed excellently today, but is riddled with injuries. What is Sora up to? Take us out of the session tonight, my friend.
So as Sora is currently bathing and trying to scrub at some of the radiant marks on their skin, she can't help but like just laugh a little bit, thinking of what just happened. And the next thing she does, she leans over the tub, grabbing a notepad they had gotten, or a piece of parchment, and would press it against the wall. And she began writing on it ways of improving Dondo's game. And then she'd underline it and then begin coming up with ideas of how she's gonna help the most helpless big brother she's ever had. And she will then just sink into the tub and zone out for a little bit.
And right when you close your eyes, scene ends with a fist punching you and someone yelling "Stunning Strike." And we'll close for the night. Thank you all for joining me for another episode of Phantoms of the Past. As always, it's been a pleasure. Please say goodbye to the stream.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I am
Good night.
stunned.
Support your local library.
There we go. I roll credits. See you all in 30.
Out of fear, we kept running, tried to hide away. Can you hear? War is coming, beckoning our fate. This is the day that we stand up. This is the day we fight. We'll take our place, we won't give in. Our victory is in sight. Only a sword in our hand, but we enter the lion's den. We're not waiting for a war. We bring the war to